Okay, I think we're live. Hi and welcome to the first round of the Pandanet Go European Team Championships League A. We are commenting Sweden versus Hungary today. I am joined by Anton.
Hello.
And we are right now looking at the first board. We'll be checking out all 4 games, or try to keep up with all of them. But let's just, we already have that crazy opening here, so let's talk about this one for just a little bit. So this is Freda versus Paul Barog. I don't know how to pronounce his name actually. Do you know?
No. I heard it just a few days ago, but I can't remember exactly how to pronounce it.
Okay. Well,
It's
they're
um, it's tricky, right? Okay.
so he played this one,
6-5.
which is it's a bit crazy. And Freda immediately jumps in 3-3. And then another interesting move. Okay, so if I was black so far, I would be pretty happy. I feel like this is it's like just a little bit weird for white, but not. I don't feel like black has to be. It still looks like a normalish position. Like you don't have to change your strategy too much.
It's impossible for it to be bad for black, at least so far, I
Yeah.
think. Um,
So white continues to sort of build influence with this move. Black kicks. White stands up. Okay. And then we're caught up. So
yeah, that was fast.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess there's not much to say about this game. White is playing a very interesting, provocative, what do you want to call it,
Yeah, unorthodox.
style in the opening.
Yeah.
And I guess also Freda chose not to continue in the lower right with any Yoseki, like attaching or wedging or something. But I think we should see what's going on in the other games.
Yeah, we'll do a quick
See if
path
they've
through.
gotten further
Just
along.
yeah, before we go on, let's just I think it stands out that white is being consistent and taking like outside in all 3 corners so far. So it'll be interesting to see how. I don't know, like if this is something he usually does. Maybe someone can enlighten us later if this is like part of his style, but seems very. He was not just playing some random move for the sake of it. It seems like he has a more thought out idea. Okay, let's go on to Jerome's game, which went a lot further actually. So I don't have the names in front of me, but I think this is Hungarian 5 down on the second board.
Should be Peter Marco or something.
Marco?
I don't know exactly how to pronounce it.
All right.
Um,
Well, they had a
It's
more
a
common
little bit
opponent.
interesting because they have quite a few strong players in Hungary. I know Dominic Bovis is not even playing in the team this year, interestingly, and Shaba, I guess, couldn't play today. So slightly weaker team than they could host if they were full strength. So that's interesting. Well, we have our reinforcement with
Yeah, with Jerome.
Jerome, who played for France before, but dual citizen. So
So I
it's
think
his first game for Sweden. So that's going to be interesting.
yeah, maybe we should have mentioned that yeah, Jerome's he's a Swedish citizen now, but yeah, originally from France. And but I think with this team, I think we have good matchups on all 4 boards. I think like none of the games today are like very. There's a huge favorite. I think it's pretty even rank on all 4 tables, which is interesting. Okay, so we have this Joseki.
It's interesting to see people. I've seen it, of course, and people still do it, but like splitting like this on the right side
This
with
one.
R10. Like nowadays, we see a lot more just straight approaches to corners and 3-3 invasions and so on.
Yeah.
But of course, it can't be bad. But I would not be surprised if AI thinks it's suboptimal somehow.
Yeah. And I'm not sure if
But we'll see.
Jerome, maybe I'm sure he's aware of this, but I think he hasn't played, maybe, I feel like he has been a bit inactive for the recent years. I don't know if this is him, if he still has more of an pre-AI style than some other players, maybe. Um,
Maybe we'll find out.
but yeah, it's totally, could just prefer to play this way. Um, Wait, okay, so let's just, in this kind of position, I heard sometime that if black just takes 3-3, white is pretty happy to make the shape on q12, or maybe jump out p14. So if black was going to play locally, something we could think about as black would be r12, but instead black just plays away. So we'll see how they continue there later. And I
Black
guess,
plays away again.
yeah. So this is interesting. I mean, so this is one, when you do want to, you could connect like d14 immediately, but it's not strictly speaking sent to force white to play f17. And so it's okay to Tanuki here, and it's not too bad if white cuts on d14. Mm.
I
And this,
guess you try to avoid. You don't give white the option to pincer. If you connect on d14, white has
mm,
the option if white wants to play something like c10 or whatever. But
yeah,
maybe it's that's not to say that that would be bad for black at all. But
yeah,
just choosing to play there first. Another thought that I would have would be if you wanted to connect at d14 first, and if then white adds a move, common move would be f17, right? Then you can play this. Maybe I think black wants to play, possibly, I'm just guessing here, but if black wants to play c8, and then, like, let's say, you also like if you make the connection, you still it's slightly too wide for black, right? And maybe you feel a bit over concentrated if you add a move at d10 as well as c8, you know. So maybe black wants to avoid adding an extra move around there. So maybe that's why black doesn't
yeah, for sure.
connect.
Like we don't want to add two moves in this area, so the question is like which move. I would think still connect after this, but now we also see, actually, as it turns out, white kicks here, inducing black to stand up. So then this also kind of adds extra strength to this sort of far
Yeah.
extension. And now black kind of lost the time to, I think if I were black playing here, I would hope to get this in center and then come back to d14. Thinking that, oh, c8 is threatening c5, so white will respond and then I come back. But actually white can defend in
But
center.
will white not jump? Because you're sort of aiming to at
Yeah,
least black is a nice follow-up, right? To make a big area.
yeah, so f6 is huge. And I remember this happened to me in a game some while ago, and my opponent didn't jump. I got to cover, and I thought, oh, this has to be good for me. And as it turned out, like it was okay for both. So I think it can be one of these cases where like jumping out is very big, playing away can also be very big. So it could be that either is fine. In this
So let's see
position,
what happens.
it's, yeah, I think like because black has so much potential on the lower side, I would want to jump out. So yes, that's what he does. And then black does get sent to the comeback. Okay. So we have a far extension on the left, but black is so strong on both sides, so it's not like white is eager to jump in, I think. Maybe black adds a move
But
now?
yeah, I don't think black will add a move inside for
Hmm,
sure.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, jumping makes sense. Because it would be a bit too small, but it also feels slightly too open if you don't do anything.
Yeah.
Not necessarily too open, like, but so white might not necessarily jump inside, but we certainly can't call that black territory. No.
So if black plays nothing, I think white could play like d11 and be quite happy. Um, but black does not want to play d11. That's very sad. That's overconcentrated. So black just plays a two-space jump. I think it would also be okay to play like maybe g15, something similar on top.
Yeah. I guess this one aims at something like G6 as well. Black
Yeah,
wants to make some area on the bottom.
still threatening to close
Okay.
off. So white comes in, okay. Pincer, jump out. Jump out. Jump out. Jump out. So now, okay, black is not, I mean, the hope of closing off g6 and making lots of points, there will not be many points in this area. But now white has a weak-ish group that black can exploit. You should remember we are rooting for white, so let's try to, I kind of was thinking from black's perspective, but now let's think from white's perspective. Does white feel happy with this group? How do we settle this
Happy
group?
about that group. I'm not so worried.
Yeah, it doesn't look
I
super
mean,
weak.
I would even look at invading it like R6 here.
Oh, I
It's
create
not
another
obvious that
group?
I'm in more trouble. Like, yeah,
I
yeah.
think I would also
Well,
do
you don't
that.
necessarily have to invite, but I mean, black also has groups, you know. So
I feel like black is safer than... I think jumping into r6 to me right now looks like a mistake, the kind of mistake I would do. But we'll see.
me too. That's why I'm. Yeah, it makes sense to keep adding, I guess.
I think this looks good. So now you're
Yeah, like
looking down on r6.
and it will also be painful if black got the turn, right? So
On m9?
makes sense. Yeah. Well, turn and like, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
cover. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a big
yeah.
point for both. Okay, so white does get there, just a move later. Okay. So this variation, white will just easily settle in the corner, and black gets pretty strong on the outside.
Yeah, so this is gonna be like, let's see what happens. Depends a bit on how strong black is, and in some situations like this, you can actually, if you don't take care of it, you can sort of fall under attack with your wall as black, which black obviously has to avoid happening. Like if you don't add moves and white get to play like
p8.
p8 and get out safely, then black is suddenly struggling. So we'll see.
This
But of course,
t4,
black is strong on the outside. Hmm?
is this the right like move to live? I would, if it was me, I guess I play like s7. Is t4 better for some reason? Maybe you don't give s8 forcing.
Yeah, you don't give s8. I suppose has to be the point, because it's t4 is obviously alive because you have t2 for one eye, and then you have one eye on s4, so it's
Yeah,
certainly alive.
it's very clean life.
Um,
It's also very small life, but that's going to be the case regardless. Yeah, so I guess it's
okay, so
better.
let's say if you play s7,
Yeah.
will you not have to add a move anyways there inside?
Well,
Of
so
the black covers.
S7, S8, and then I thought you play... Well, then I don't know, but maybe S6. Just
And
connect.
on s1, do you have to add a move?
Yeah, for sure. I do need to add a move. So I guess, yeah, I'm still very, very small life. I just gave S8 to black, which we don't do by playing T4. So it seems like a good move by Jerome.
Okay. Makes sense.
Okay. So black does play here to prevent white coming out with Q7. And white jumps again. Oh, now there was some echo for some reason.
Okay.
Just on that one line, I don't know why.
Let me know if there's echo again.
Yeah, hasn't been a problem so far. We'll see. Okay, so what's happening now? White jumps out again with the group. Black kind of tries to keep up some pressure, but now white Tinuk is. So I guess the left
Black
side
is trying
is...
to keep pressure and building the left side.
Yeah.
And white has taken points basically, and have this this big line
Mm.
to kind of deal with. It doesn't look like it's in danger now, but it's very heavy, I think.
Yeah.
But white does have like 3.5 corners,
Hmm.
and Komi. So I guess white is trying to just reduce black's potential because black really doesn't have any points at all yet. No safe points. Um, but a lot of potential and a lot of potential and potential to attack white.
Yeah.
So
If white, so first of all, if white doesn't play g14, I guess the left side becomes like solid territory with just like one more move. Like it's so well surrounded. So now white is like poking in and saying, okay, do you really want to make this like add a move to make this smaller? Like if black plays, I don't know, f13 now, white already reduced a little bit. But yeah, I guess the big question will be, can black attack the big stick? Um, like how severe will that attack be?
yeah, let's see.
Because white is happy that white. I was going to say white basically only has one weak group, but white also has this weakness on the right side. So that's what black finds now. Black jumps into the right side to create multiple weak groups. Um, so white
It
jumps.
feels like you could sacrifice that stone
Yeah, the one stone
um,
R10 can
relatively
definitely,
painlessly.
for sure,
Yeah.
but not the top group. So now white has two weak-ish groups, but the top group can go into R17, so it's not as bad. Okay, black takes that sacrifice. White lives in the corner. So now black will try to attack the stick. So now we're really down to white has like 4 corners and one weak group. It's very
Yeah,
clear.
so this is gonna be about how black managed to attack and how white manages this extremely heavy group.
Mm. Whew.
But it also has infinite liberties. So
Well, but that only helps if you're in a capturing race. I think black is pretty strong all around. So we're actually caught up now.
yeah, I think it's gonna be. I think we should jump to another game, and we
Hmm.
know what we have to come back to on this one. We're gonna see how well does Jerome manage to handle his big group.
Do you think like
So
would you be confident to live here as white? I'm trying to look like
yeah,
where do I
kind of.
find ice?
My instinct would be probably because white can sort of threaten black in a lot of ways, and white is so thick, and like of course it's not cut right now, but the bottom black group is not locally alive yet, right? So for example, if white gets to complete the stick and pull out Q7, then N2 is a problem, maybe? Is it?
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think we. So you're saying we can
Necessarily, but at
threaten
least
to
it's
pull out Qs?
forcing. Yeah, exactly. So maybe not exactly, but at least eventually you have some pressure on it. I
Mm,
guess to my point.
okay.
But it's dangerous.
Yeah,
It's dangerous.
I'm nervous for him, but let's see. We'll come back later. So okay, now we have Charlie's game. Um, so here again, I don't remember the another evenish
This
matchup. I
is
think.
Robert Sismedia, right? I
How
think.
how strong is he?
I think he's a very active. Uh, he's four down, I think, and he's very active player. He's
Hmm.
young. He's like born in like 2000 or something similar.
Hmm.
Um, I know I was at KPMC with his father, who's also a very strong
I see.
player a few years ago. But he's young and up and coming, I would say.
So he plays the Shusaku Kosumi. And we have the knight's move press. Okay, here black could either push and cut or crawl on the third line. Charlie goes for the push and cut. So sometimes these kind of push and cut can lead to very complicated fights, but in this particular Joseki, it's usually very easy.
So
But now, okay.
So I'm
Here,
used to either M15 if black chooses this one, or sometimes black. I understand that black wouldn't want to play this now, but sometimes black just takes the right side and allow white to play something like L17.
yeah.
But it seems like it works very well with the top left here, so I guess that's why
So black doesn't allow white
black goes
that,
for it.
but okay. So yeah, the common variation here, or one common variation, is for white to hunt on top. Black extends, so black kind of makes a position on top. I guess white really wants to cut M17, but if white cuts right now, black could Atari and connect L16, I think. And you have some kind of Mii of covering up on the outside or capturing a stone towards the side. So I wonder if, like, yeah, this push here, the kind of the idea is that now, even though black gets this Atari, and then connect. Now imagine if white hadn't exchanged O14 for P13, then after white plays on top, black could have covered on O14. So at least in this
And that cover
variation,
would have been,
sorry?
yeah, that would have been painful to allow black to cover.
Yeah.
So,
So I guess that's a lot, because
but
otherwise this push looks a little bit like crude, but it serves a very clear purpose in this variation.
yeah, black is obviously super happy to play P13.
Extending on the fifth line.
So you have to gain some benefit. Yeah.
Okay. So black could have made a very solid shape here with like J17, but I guess that's a little bit too slow. So black goes all the way to F17, sort of hitting the angle point of the Kosumi. It's kind of annoying for white. Now, like, if black is allowed to maybe slide into B17, white is really eyeless. White could kick C16,
Yeah,
but
exactly. Another point of this move is like after the kick, you have the cut at E17 with pushing through to D16.
yeah,
So I
exactly.
would kind of expect white to kick and descend at B16.
Yep. C16,
And because
D15, B16.
also another point why I think sort of since white is completely alive on the top, black is not unhappy to just give away the K18 stone necessarily. If white were to cut, it's not big point, and it's a ladder, of course.
Yeah.
So,
No, so this cut is not a concern, but we could maybe be concerned about like J17. Uh,
yeah.
then we would have
To
to find
attack
someone.
the whole group on a large scale, yeah, that could
And
be a
actually, yeah,
problem.
that is right. That is what happened in the game. White immediately goes for the throat here. And I guess, yeah, now like if I wonder if J16 could be the move now, or I feel like connecting K17 is too heavy.
It makes no sense to connect. I think, but I agree that J16 looks very natural.
Mm,
But this also, because again, you're not super worried about the cut, right? It's like if
yeah.
white cut and then extended, it's not a problem.
Yeah.
And I guess what white would continue to attack by jumping out, like white needs at least one more move to seal in black.
Hmm.
And if white does, even then it's not that huge, right? So
Yeah.
I
So
think I agree with Charlie here that attacking stones that are relatively light, it's not easy to attack those stones. I think the corner is in more trouble.
yeah, white has to worry about the corner first. So this is why black can play these Santa.
I think it's very hard for. I've been talking to Fred about this. Also, it's like in this sort of variation, it's very hard for black to be very bad. I think like black can even sacrifice those 5 stones. It's not easy to capture them in a good way.
Mm.
But white can J17 can certainly turn into a mistake if white plays incorrectly. Um,
Yeah,
so
if that one
I
just
would be
gets
happy
swallowed
with black.
up, like if J17 just gets swallowed up, like it was useless. But like the moves black played, like K18 and N15, etc., they all forced white to add inside moves, so they're already kind of
Yeah,
light.
exactly. But even if white is forced to, for example, capture K18, I think it's good for black.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Okay, so we are happy with black, which is good news. We're rooting for him. White fixes this cut. Okay, and white does cut here. So then, yeah, now those stones look really light. Um, but I guess we have to think about the G15 group also now as black, because that one is not
Yes.
as light. I feel like the L16
Can we not
stones.
play? Is there what's wrong with if we want to just play something like K16 and then
Mm,
white cannot cut right away because of shortage of liberties, right?
yeah,
So we
K16 is
can connect.
even sent to capture the two stones, right?
Yeah,
So we could connect that way, but it's kind of like we play K16, white plays J18, and then there's a cut again, right? So um,
maybe we want to play towards the corner actually, like came out or something, or attack the corner.
yeah, I think maybe the shortage of
With the
liberties,
H13 or something, I would play. I'm curious
H13.
to see though. What did Charlie play?
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's fancy. So Mii of C17 and D18. Interesting. And white just plays away.
yeah, and later on, can't white potentially? It seems like some moves, like maybe D15 or something. Like in some ways, this could help white get eyes somehow. I feel by just forcing that stone somehow. I'm not sure how though. It seems
D15?
a bit too much.
The
Yeah,
C18
I'm not
stone?
saying not D15 right away, but like I don't know. Like let's say you play C16 and then black plays D18 and then you play. Uh, eh, maybe it's not great. If you can get some shape like that, at least
Mm, mm.
as white to almost get two eyes. So I would have preferred to play on the outside as black. I think because I don't feel it was that easy to get eyes. What is white's best move in the corner?
How about B16?
D16.
There's still some annoyance at C18 there, though.
Yeah, but this is my point. Like what if I
Mm,
play? Yeah, maybe not C18 this time because then you can probably just yeah. Okay, so then I can play D15 and then C18. And if you
yeah.
play B17, I can still play C18. So I don't like C18. Maybe it's good, but it feels too early.
Well,
And
I
besides,
think
if
his.
white plays D18 right, at some point,
Mm.
and black gets to take the corner basically, but it weakens black's F17 stones.
Yeah, my reading of this move was that like black instead of because I was thinking about the F17 stones now. So instead of moving out H13, he's kind of probing like, oh, will you let me just connect D18? Because if so, then I'm safe. And if white plays, I mean, maybe if white plays D18 right now, we just Tanuki, we treat it like a
Yeah,
probe.
yeah, for
Uh,
sure. So
so,
I can totally see how it would be bad if white answered,
but
but
then white plays away, and now black
it's
has
not
the
center.
chance.
It's a Gotte probe, isn't
Sure,
it?
but like now black instead of playing a move in the center, black now has the chance to connect D18, which is pretty big on points. Well, maybe not big on points. I don't know. Like, but like you can get safety for the group instead of like having a running group.
Yeah,
Just playing devil's advocate because I also like I would also like to play in
yeah.
the center, but I'm trying to understand Charlie's reasoning behind this move. Okay, now he comes out. Yeah. So I guess it comes back to
And
like if
I
it
guess this is an interesting point because we wanted to play H13, right? It seems like a very natural shape,
yeah.
but instead black pushes, which is giving white really nice shape. But I guess the point is that if you don't do that, then J15 creates a bamboo joint connecting white and threatening to cut the Kema of black. So that would have been a problem,
But I'm not sure
I
the bamboo
suppose.
joint is no. Like, why does white need a bamboo joint? Okay,
If
maybe if black.
if black would have played H13
Yeah, yeah.
instead of pushing, which would
Yes.
be the common way, right? You're faster.
Yeah.
But in this case, white would have had a bamboo joint threatening to connect. So it would have been a problem
But I'm saying
shape
like
wise.
black anyways cannot cut right now, right? So that would be like after black plays. I don't know. Um, black would need like M14 and like M13 before black could think about cutting, right?
Yeah, maybe. But it's obviously a strength for white at least,
Mm.
I think.
Okay,
Maybe you
so
can play something like J18. I don't know. I don't know the exact sequence, and maybe you can't cut right away. So maybe you have a point. Maybe it's because if I don't have to, I would much rather play H13 than I would push.
I think you're right. There is
Mhm.
something on J18, but I guess that stone is not super important. Like even if black can save K18, so okay. Anyways,
Yeah,
um,
yeah, yeah.
they're jumping out, and now white comes back here. Okay, so now will black connect this stone or not? Now it seems kind of small to connect
Yeah,
that stone.
exactly. Because now we already jumped out with our group, which is safe.
So that's awkward because black
So
also wants to save the left side group now. Like if white gets to play like C10, it's kind of annoying. But black does, okay. So white gets C10. So now like the top group now is very safe because it has like extra ice on top. But the left side group is struggling a bit.
yeah, and I don't know. This it looks weird. I guess he's trying to just run out, play D10 after white connects.
Mm.
But I'm also thinking now, what do you do about the D13? Which way do you connect that?
I would have to be
Because
D12, I
I have a
guess.
relative, yeah, but I have a relatively straightforward threat of just going down and cutting.
Yeah, but I guess we're happy to give up 2 stones if we have to, maybe.
Yes.
Also, in some
I mean,
variations, there.
we're not happy to. We're not happy to, but we might have to.
Um,
And maybe we have to. But my point is, this is in the position, right?
yeah.
Um, so
And this is another thing. So white doesn't just connect f12, white uses this push, and then if black would have responded h13, white can bamboo g11. So kind
yeah,
of connecting in center. So black tries to resist. And this is dubious to allow like h13. Locally it's a very bad shape for black, but I guess black is saying that since the top is already strong, it's okay. But also it's allowing white's weak-ish group to come out like that
feeling
is kind of
slightly dubious
painful.
about this
You don't think this is dubious?
because I think it's dubious for black. Like,
Yeah, you
just
agree.
look at like white just pushed through the shape, but I think it's related to what you said and what I said. Like, so for example, now black has already invested in this C18,
Mm.
so he's probably not gonna die on the top at least. So that's good for black. But I also think you illustrated that white would get center by threatening could get center by threatening the bamboo joint.
Mm.
And then this D13 is I kind of would be inclined to protect that C13 then because okay, you can give up 2 stones, but you're not alive. You just have a heavy stick running if you do that. So.
Wait, are you
And in
saying
this way, we should also point out that white is also not alive yet.
with the group
If
that
white
just
gets
broke out?
yeah,
No, but that's the sad part of that, like coming out with that kind of shape. Like as white here, I'm not worried at all about that group now because it's like it has an Atari on J12, so it's like black has no easy way to continue attacking it. I feel like. Uh,
yeah, I
so
agree. I think it's slightly hard for black this game right now,
yeah,
but I don't know.
and like the top is not even though black got the 18, top does not look super safe. Like for instance, maybe like b16 or something, is sent towards the top group.
Yeah, and you can see moves like G18 being super annoying to deal with also.
Yeah. So, okay, let's see how he gets out of this mess. So black attaches out. This makes a lot of sense. So now
But I
you...
would have done it right away before
Uh-huh.
the other stuff.
But you
Okay,
capture this cutting stone. That's good. Connect here. So now white can connect c11 and have mi of 2 cuts. What's the plan now? Can we play like e13?
so we can we cut? So when white tries to cut, um can we play like e13 and e15 in some combination? We would need a demo board to look at this, but I think we should see what happens
Okay. We're
first, and
almost...
then we can sort of get into variations. Okay, black is gonna cut this way and
Yep.
fight, which makes sense because white is also not alive and there's this cut. But
Ooh.
it's hard to kill this white thing that's out, right? And if white just protects the cut, then the question is black alive, I guess.
Yeah, okay, so first question, if white protects the cut, yeah, I guess we can actually live quite easily because we can use b16 center. So b16, b17, black and then Hane and descend. That to me looks probably alive. But, okay, problem number one with that, then white plays g18 and the top is very sad.
Yes.
And also it's just very, I don't know, that's not a happy result to just live
Also,
inside.
it's not unclear to me that white, like let's say white is trying to be more ambitious and tries to kill with something.
Yes, this
Yeah.
is and this is what
Because you
happens.
don't have to protect the cut.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because black
Okay,
cuts,
so
you
I
just...
think black is gonna die here.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not,
Again,
it's...
we have I think this is great because we have a really great cliffhanger for this game also. Now we have two great cliffhangers,
Yeah,
and I think we should check another game.
yeah.
Um,
But okay, just do we... I think... Yeah, I think we're in agreement that black is just dead. So then, okay, yeah, black can cut and sacrifice. But
it's actually a relatively successful sacrifice in some sense because white has to crawl on the second line and black gets a lot of thickness.
yeah, so
Well, now we
it's...
don't have a cliffhanger, Anton. This
Sorry,
is
sorry, sorry. We should have clicked away sooner. No, but we'll see. I think the stuff we end on is that like black is a little bit worse, but still a very interesting game. Or at least I believe black
know
was
if
worse.
black is worth that. This is a feeling, like just by looking at the flow and the fact that they sort of pushed through the shape and
Yeah.
everything. It seems to me that um, I would rather play white, but I also think that white played some slow things on the top. So yeah, who knows?
So let's check out the last game. We're on board 4 now. We have Tiger, Whitestone, and then what's this? Full... I forgot his name too. Something Zodi.
B, I think something like
Something.
this.
So they are both 3 down,
I think
I
so.
believe.
Yes,
Tiger very
Tiger
recently
needs
ranked up to 3
few
down.
fresh three done rank. Yes.
Okay, so... Oh, this move. I feel
I
like I
was also
never...
interested in this. But it's sort of. Uh, I feel like it reverted to some common Yosuke with C15. So if you just push through a little bit. So this shape is common, right? And now
Um...
I think
Ah, yeah, because you
because
can
it's
get
the
this
same
shape if
with
you...
a pincer and
Yeah,
pincer lean push through and extends.
yeah.
Um, here I assume it's a move, but I just always play B17
Yeah,
black in this shape.
I think... Yeah, I
But
think that's the
black
move.
selected
but
for B16, and I don't know about this. I'm sure it's a move.
maybe I'm trying to like I'm thinking if this sets up like D13 a little bit
Yeah, but
stronger.
that's the point, right? So
Yeah.
usually you get this, but you get it with the
Ah, yeah, yeah,
B18,
yeah.
B17 exchange, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this is common.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I guess in some sense, there's also some variations, I think, where white gets to play something like B14. And you get into all sorts of messy things. Uh, there are so many things in these. I don't know.
So this feels like a very calm move, maybe creating some EI of like C18 or D13, something like that.
One thing that struck me struck
Yeah,
struck me
strike
with
you?
this move is that after white has D18 or something, if white gets it, maybe in some situations white gets to play B17 himself in this sort of a shape. I don't know if that's relevant. I
Yeah, yeah.
never end up in this position, so I don't know.
It could happen. Let's see. So white does defend outside, remove the threat of D13, and now black has to find some shape. But I guess black even has like
Does white have time?
to do this.
Maybe. Yeah.
I guess black could play, are you saying like E18 now or something?
Yeah, maybe. Or soon. Kill the corner.
But
Maybe.
maybe
I
maybe
don't know.
then
I
okay,
don't know if
so
it works.
yeah, let's say E18 and then D18 in center, and then white gets B17. Uh, I mean, white is locally dead, but black is also dead. So uh, um,
So perhaps black should take care first
I
and
think maybe
play
black
like
should
Peter.
help this group. But okay, this is what we do see. Ah, but now black plays away. Okay, I think that makes sense. This one exchange
Yeah.
is pretty forcing. Like white cannot immediately go after the left side. Seems like you need this move for white, and that this is kind of a pleasant exchange for black. I think making it harder for white to move out along the top. And white has to worry about the inside group. So white has to add a move there at
Yeah,
some
because
point.
it's locally dead. So you have to like push out or kill something. Yes.
Wow.
But of course E17 would live. Boy. So
Yeah, okay, so black will still play in the corner. And then white pushes out.
wait, isn't there still that?
The corner? Or white?
No, but okay, so when black plays B18,
Mm-hmm.
cannot black just cover on the outside and then sure white takes a stone, but that's only one eye.
But black is also not alive because white has B17. Um,
Mm,
so this will
annoying.
get spicy. Oh, what?
Well, it threatens to play F18.
Yeah. But so then white will play on top, and now what was the follow-up for this move? To push C13 or?
Mm.
Because the annoying thing is now, yeah, black is not alive in the corner. I guess you have to play push C13 now.
Maybe you can play C18 now,
Yeah, you could. It feels slow to
right?
me.
Because sure, but it's alive, right?
Yeah, it's alive and
And
it's
you
kind
have
of
the
big.
D19 follow up.
Yeah, option for sure. So
But it makes sense to cut first.
he pushes, and then maybe later you play. White doesn't have time to go for the kill right now, so you can do this.
It's a fight.
But I think I'm quite. I think I prefer white at this very moment, just because black has to worry about the corner. Like black is not alive in the corner, and then black has two groups on the outside that are weak. And I guess white also has three groups on the outside, but somehow they look easier to handle for me.
Yeah, but white has sort of three alive groups in some sense.
Yeah, they're
Like if
pretty safe.
just by looking at the shapes, like white's shapes are supernatural to me, and black's shapes are extremely dubious. That doesn't mean that black is bad, but just by looking at the shapes, it's I prefer white because black, has, as you said, has to deal with the corner, right?
Yeah.
So maybe the cut was premature. But let's see how
But
Black
this,
wriggles out of this.
yeah, I mean, I think yeah, maybe like slightly worse, but like these three stones are also in kind of bad shape. So we'll see. This is quite submissive to play on the second line.
What's the option?
Or maybe an empty
Yeah,
triangle.
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. No. The empty triangle has to be good, right? I think.
So empty triangle, then black plays like e9. So maybe it's not good. Depends if you can get out there or not. But this
Okay, let's just watch.
painful.
This is common Chamberlain.
Yeah, but it's okay. And now black. Okay, so black is thinking I cannot. Like black could think about b9 here. I guess that's too much. White just
It's too
cuts.
much. Black can think about c8, I would say.
Yeah, okay. So c8. And then I guess maybe he read this and saw that he's like losing the capturing race.
So white
But
has 5 liberties, and just at a glance, if you play c16 and b17, black has 4. And I don't know. I guess maybe you die.
maybe white can extend the liberties a bit first by like b8. Well,
Yeah, if he needs to. Makes sense because white will kind of have to come back there. I feel so now. I feel like black managed well. I really prefer this to a few moves ago. So I
yeah,
think
some very pleasant exchanges. Come back and live. But now, okay, white makes next move on the left side, I guess. Yep. And now left side doesn't look so bad. So for instance, imagine we just didn't make these exchanges. We just immediately play c18. White plays c9. Then white is happy, and that's basically what we have in the game, right? I'm not sure the exchanges are actually that good.
maybe not. Maybe not.
I mean, not bad either, but just to say that maybe black is maybe the situation is similar to before. Okay, but this is also interesting. Can white? So if white plays like h18, that's okay, right? It's still like connected.
Yes, yes, it is. My question is, can I play h17? I think I can't even play h17.
Yeah, it doesn't. um, Yeah. So what's the drawback of h7? I mean, it's maybe just giving some
Well,
extra
it's
shape.
certainly a lot less solid.
Yeah.
Uh,
So maybe this is.
but I really like it because it pressures black also quite a bit, and you still don't have any like black is alive in the corner, right? I assume,
Yeah.
and you have 3 liberties, so black can never really capture, or like f18 is not useful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like because of it, if before like you can get a center, you can get like c16 and c17 in center for black, which is something, but it's not massive.
Yeah. Most likely, I guess what black will get in the end is d19 in center. So you connect the one stone.
But it's center
I mean,
maybe in the future.
it's threatening. I mean, it's threatening the four stones, right? So you're just saying, is that big enough, or
Yeah, but is it less like is it less of a problem now?
I'm not following?
Still center, right? Right,
What?
it's still center problem.
D19? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah, but how then it's not a drawback of h17, right? So
No, I didn't. I didn't say it was. I was just
okay,
saying that
okay,
like
okay.
all black will get is D19. Like that. That's yeah. So we can just see white doesn't have much eye shape on top. Is what we can say. So they move out, and yeah, now it's kind of mutual. Like white is also under attack with the center group. They're running out together. Hello, Eskil. We're doing well. We're we looked a little bit on all four games. I guess we're about to loop back to first board after we catch up
Yeah,
with this one.
I assume we plan to check first board and then take a little break and go see the how we're doing.
So
But I
let's
think
just
we kind of liked Jerome's position, possibly. It felt dubious in Charlie's game, but we maybe it's good.
yeah,
And at least me personally, I like Tigger's position in this one. I think white looks very natural.
yeah, we had some. We thought black made some questionable decision, but now okay, it's hard to keep track in the fighting. Like what's going on? Like things could have changed, but let's just fast forward a bit. So
A
now we're caught
question,
up.
Anton.
Yep.
So, of course, you wouldn't play it now, but does white have H16 in this position? It doesn't do much, I guess. Never mind.
What?
Still.
J16 is center for black, right?
Yeah, exactly. Um, but even if it wasn't, then it doesn't really achieve much because
We could maybe
F17
cut
is
off
also center.
G17 or
Ignore,
yeah.
ignore my.
Okay. Yeah.
It's
Moving on.
it's not a move.
Yeah.
Yeah, moving on quickly before anyone
So we'll
realizes I don't know what I'm talking.
jump back and see where we left
That's right.
Freda. Um,
So when we
where were we?
left, we white played this very interesting sort of high, trying to build, not necessarily trying to build a Moyo in the middle, but played very center oriented in the opening and
Yes,
high
center
stones.
oriented is the word.
And we can
So
also note the clocks here, I think. So I think Freda usually plays relatively quickly, but he has a lot more time left than Pal.
yeah. So let's just see how White kept up the strategy of like going for the center. So we have some kind of Joseki looking sequence here. White has the ladder, of course, because White took the outside and the low right. Black goes for some. This is
This
interesting.
is the way Freda, it's a Joseki, and he likes to play it in this.
Okay, it's
I
very
know.
solid.
Yeah, so a lot of people like to wedge. There's this, and then you can play P7, and the fight there is relatively good for black in the
Okay.
end.
So he's just threatening
So let's
P7
say,
now.
yeah, kind of. I
Now I
think
see. When I first saw this, it looked like too. It looks like White outside is too solid, but I didn't notice the P7 cut. So that's what he's going for.
it's a common theme. Like even if you play just, it's common to just play like N5 wedge, and then white like connects instead, and then you play like P7 and allow yourself to be cut, but you have a stone on P7 in a lot of variations with this jump, and basically you get cut, but it's fine. Very common, I think.
So in this case, he just threatened it. White adds a move. So White is connected, but I guess this move doesn't make much points. So Black is happy with exchange for Q10 for Q8.
But it does add a lot of thickness, and it feels like I wouldn't question this move, and it feels very nice for black also to have a stone because it sort of feels like black will want to run towards something later on in this game. I have a feeling, but white became very strong now, I think. So it does make some sense to me for white later to pincer this stone at Q10 and potentially attack it.
Yeah, it could be. If
So
Black doesn't add a move right away, it could become very weak. So let's see. What did he do?
and
He
adding a
had.
move close also looks
Yeah.
dubious.
I was thinking even
So it's
like
gonna be interesting.
you could play like
I
O10.
would jump actually. Yeah. Well, I don't know if I would jump. I thought about jumping.
Yeah, just because White has. I mean, it's kind of unusual. It's kind of weird, but like because White has so much center, it felt worthwhile to just jump towards the center.
But there's no way it's the right move. I feel.
No, not objectively. Just something
Wait.
that crosses
Yeah,
the
yeah,
mind of
exactly.
slowdowns.
Yeah,
So
exactly, exactly.
Freda plays the sort of more
He's
sensible.
not nervous at all
Yeah.
about this center.
But now it's gonna fall under attack. So yeah, this is
Yeah,
something gonna have to
it's
deal
gonna be
with.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But this looks very nice.
but
This
it's
is a
also
very
worth
nice.
noting. Yeah, very nice, and it's worth noting that Black has no other problems, which makes this very comfortable,
Mm.
like relatively comfortable. Like White has to deal with his two stones. Black kind of have a ladder breaker. I don't know if it's that big of a problem, but there's sort of a ladder breaker,
Mm.
and there's only one weak group. So
Yeah. So the E14
I don't
stone.
think he's worried.
If you could threaten to pull out E14, that may be something White has to think about. That's true.
At least it could be a benefit, at the very least.
So White moves out. I'm thinking we'll just catch up this one and then we'll take the break. So yeah, so far I think this is like I would be kind of happy to take Black in this position. Now, because you just have kind of one problem as Black, I think I'm happy to handle this weak group.
Yeah, yeah. I would take Black. I usually feel that way when Freda plays. Seems very logical.
Eska says Freda likes cash.
Freda
Yeah,
likes cash. I don't know if Freda likes cash. I
everyone
think he
likes cash,
likes
but
having solid positions, basically, just playing solid. Um, I
so
think he
now
was sort of forced to take cash. He didn't have much options. Like,
yeah, but there's
uh,
different ways to like when White announces his strategy of like I want to take the center, you could kind of try to fight it a bit more, and but Fred I think just took the solid corners every time, and
mm,
yeah, gave White what he wanted basically. So now this is a ladder breaker, so White does feel like it's worth it to just like pick out the ladder stone, remove all the Agi. So now Black doesn't even think it's worthwhile to keep adding moves in the center. That's how confident he is about the center group.
it looks very hard to attack,
Yeah.
and I would also slightly because adding stones on the top also kind of makes White a little bit weaker with his quote
Yeah.
unquote wall in the top right.
The white
So I
stick
guess it
there.
helps. Like this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly, exactly. Hello, car plays go. How are you doing?
So it actually makes points on the left side. At least this is what it looks like to me that this move is doing. Black is inclined to add a move on the bottom, of course. White kind of incent makes a position on the left. And then keeps up the pressure. I guess at this point there's no hope of... I would think there's no hope of killing Black in an even game. I mean, you know, if I was playing Black against a 7-dan, I would die, of course. But like, I don't think he's expecting Freda to die. But he's making points on the left, I guess, while attacking.
Yeah. Well, White needs to attack
Yeah,
rather severely, I think.
this is kind of the
So
only
maybe not
thing you've
kill.
got going in the position to profit from this attack somehow. But it's always the hard thing, like if you don't expect to kill, how are you profiting?
Yeah, I mean you can, but there is at least relatively clear ways to profit on the bottom and on the left side.
Hmm.
So White has that at least.
So Freda plays this clamp, an asking move, like White can disconnect it with A13, but then you get more forcing moves at C12, D12, C11, any of those. So it's hard to attack the B12 stone in that case. Or White could allow Black to connect under. So
But White he also Tanukis from the center group.
yeah,
So I'm interested to see.
White could directly Tanuki to keep attacking. I feel like maybe that's the right choice here. Because you don't necessarily know if you want A13 or C13.
It's like you're responding with a probe of yourself. Like, no, you decide if you want
Yeah.
the C13. Yeah, so we see that.
So he's saying, okay, left side is too small, I'm gonna keep attacking you. Well, this at this point, Black has to be careful because he played away, and now the group is quite weak.
Yeah,
So now we're actually caught up to that.
relatively provocatively he
Sorry.
played away. So
Mm.
yeah, he played away slightly, like almost provocatively.
Yeah,
I would have been worried.
it's a little
I
bit
would have
rude.
been worried.
So maybe we leave it here, and we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll leave the game playing here so you can watch it live, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes.
Sounds good.
Okay, see you in 10 minutes, everyone. Okay, we are back, I think. Just lost my webcam. There I am. Okay. Can you hear me, Anton?
I can hear you.
Oh,
Can you
good.
hear me?
I can.
Then we
And
can hope that the stream can hear me too, I suppose.
yes, let us know in chat if you cannot hear either one of us. So,
So, Jerome, it turns out, did struggle with his group. Should we look at how that happened?
yeah.
Yeah, we
So,
left it at 71, I think. This
yep.
bamboo. And White is obviously in trouble, big trouble with this very heavy group with the dubious eye shape that
Mm.
you were very worried about dealing with. And I, in my
Hubris.
patented unfounded confidence, thought, it's fine.
No, I would also have had some hopes that I could save this group, but yeah, it was something to be nervous about, and let's see if we think there was any, like, so far, like,
I
these
think
moves are very forced for White. Like, you have to connect here, have to play this, have to play here, and then you're just an ugly stick. So
are we
far,
100% sure? Because what I would like to do, because you're sort of invading, you cannot save everything necessarily. So answering N2,
mm,
like giving black N2 in center, is annoying.
mm,
If I could play N2 and then threaten to follow up on P2, then I could. Then black would not have ice. That's my point. So can I play some forcing moves around relating to Q7?
hmm.
That if black responds in a way that I can cut, can I then get N2 in center? Maybe. I mean, it's a pipe dream, perhaps,
Yeah,
but
I think not, but it's
uh,
something worth dreaming about. So that would be at this moment, right? Uh,
yeah, yeah.
So before
But
we let
yeah.
black play n2, we would somehow play. What's a move like? Because I was looking before. We want to do something with like n11, right? Um,
Mhm.
but I'm not
So
sure
if we
exactly.
play, what if we play just 07?
Um, yeah, I mean maybe this is the point where we should switch the. Should we? Because this we have the full game here, so maybe we should switch the board where we can do coordinates. Um,
Yeah, sure.
I should have prepared this during the break, but let me just.
Then it would not have been a break, Anton.
Yeah. uh, just a quick moment here while I'll upload the SGF. Um, or actually, okay, let's do it this way. I'll do it here, here.
How is chat in the meanwhile? I haven't heard from many of you.
Say hi
Enjoying the stream
if you're here.
so far? Yeah, exactly. If you exist. Of course, always questionable topic, unfortunately, in ghost streams. But and most people, of course, do not chat, I think.
Okay,
But feel free to ask questions in the chat. We will do our best to to read the chat and communicate with you guys. I'm just a bot. I'm too slow a writer. Yeah, that's good excuses, both of them, I think.
so now I think both stream and. Oh wait, I'm seeing that this one needs to move a bit. But uh,
I'm seeing Go Panda in your green share, but
okay,
on the
let's.
stream, I see your program.
I see. I need to. Okay, okay. Apologies, guys. I need to.
If it's we could also just observe the finish if we want to, and then check out the other games. I think they're gonna also wrap up, so
I want to
maybe
do
that's
this properly now. I'm invested.
okay.
Why
Makes
can I
sense. You're
not?
halfway down.
Why can I not? So should
Yeah, yeah,
just
yeah.
be, I should just do the full screen here, right? So if I do it like this, and then like this, then you should still be visible on stream, I hope. And can you see my screen now?
I was looking at stream. Give me 1 second. Yeah, now I see. Now everything is perfect.
Okay, so now we go back to your variation. So, so at this moment, you're thinking like here, right?
I'm trying something, yes. And sort of the point was I can play Atari at the one stone on top,
Mm-hmm.
and then I can Atari, and if white then connects, then I can capture potentially
Okay, so
something
you're
like this.
something like this.
Okay, not exactly like this, because then
We're still
yeah,
not really going
like
anywhere here, right? Hmm.
yeah. But if we could at least threaten to move out the two stones, let's say we also got Q8. We have also gotten that somehow. I mean, I'm not very hopeful about this, but the point
Yeah.
is, can we get something? I'm also sure how much do we need to get?
Yeah, I guess we can maybe look in the game like how much ice, like because okay, in the game white comes into the lower sides. Okay, so I guess black felt that if black plays from this direction, then maybe there is some things you can squeeze out here or around this area, since black decided it was worth it to peep here now.
Yeah,
So it is definitely an interesting idea. Do you want to take a quick peek at the AI, like in this position, or should we
yeah,
just?
yeah, yeah. I do for
Uh,
sure. I'm curious.
so it seems like it's already thinking it's pretty hopeless. Uh,
Yeah.
0% chance already. So
Oh,
probably
when did it start being hopeless?
we just
A long time ago.
a long time ago apparently.
No, but you also need to think about the commie here. It's a reverse
Oh,
commie,
the
so
comma
it's
is
not
wrong. So
it's
this
not so bad.
at this point it's actually even game because it was
Yeah,
accidentally set wrong. Let me fix it. There we go. Okay, so it's actually even game now. It wasn't
yeah.
that bad. But then the game will still be 0, but just minus 15 instead of whatever. Um, okay. Well, there was some trouble here. Let's just see if Jerome was able to stir up anything up before it ended. So then he still felt he has to come back and connect, and I guess there's still not enough eye shape on the lower side.
Yeah, he managed to capture these stones potentially, but it's only
Hmm.
one eye.
I see. So even gets one eye there, but it's not enough. So now you would hope you can get a center eye on top. Um, and now you have a got eye, so it's like, yeah, it's it's tantalizingly close to alive, but no, it's just one got eye. So black is allowing white to capture here, but I guess just this.
And so I assume that it's not working. But what if I take my got eye? Can I then sort of threaten something with moves like N3 and N5 and and O4 and the Liberty Shortage?
Wait a minute. Wait, no. Wait. Oh, this got eye. This got eye.
Yeah.
So black fixes here, and then yeah. So you're thinking like, okay, this is Santa. This is also Santa. So we almost have another eye.
No, but now it's an eye.
Oh, no, it
So
is
if
an
you play
actual
it
eye.
now, it's a shortage of liberties.
Okay. So where did I mess up there? Is it just working?
You connect no, but after you play
Ah,
exactly.
okay.
So you would have
No, but wait.
to Tori, and then you create like the double co shape thing. And then the question is, can you play something like M1 and maybe towards the corner? But of course, no, nothing at the corner because you black is just connected out. It's hopeless. But
Is this? working also?
This is working.
Yeah. A little bit cleaner shape, just maybe. I don't know. So yeah, we
No, no,
had
no.
this
But this
move.
is working for white. This is working for white. You
Oh,
just
for
take the
white?
eye. You
How?
take the eye, and then it's. Oh no, it's not.
I don't think so.
I'm
So now
very
you
bad at
cannot
this
argue.
game. Oh no, you're right. You're right. You are right.
But I guess, yeah, either way. Yes, it was close. Should we just quickly let's just try to find where
Where it went
the
wrong.
yeah um, because we saw
I
that
guess already
here.
living in the corner was a bit too much.
So here it was like even, and now I think, yeah, we'll see that, yeah, okay, so at this point it really doesn't like R4,
Yeah,
but
too
also it's
much thickness.
gradually not liking this move so much either. So I guess we can just it seems like the thing here, to create another group here or to take points here was maybe a bit too much. But in the game we were also really, I think, on board with this decision. We felt that, because we were thinking about, you're saying like we might do this here. And so white gets this one, and then it seems like the outside feels like it should be safe. Just turns out it's
Yeah.
too weak.
Yeah. No, the other games are not finished yet, and I
Yeah,
do think we should
let's get back.
jump to them. I
Um,
guess next on list would be Tigers. No, Charlie's game maybe.
okay, we'll go to Charlie.
Let's see how that was doing.
We
Yeah.
left this game.
So, and let's try to. We would want to get into detail, but I think we should try to
Okay, okay.
do them relatively quickly so we get to see what happened. So, uh, Charlie managed to sacrifice this group relatively successfully, I felt like, before we left.
Yeah, we left here, we saw, oh, too
So,
bad black died, but then he cuts. White has to push on second line. Play again, okay. Play again on the second line. Black has to cover, and I guess this is still center. Probably, I guess if black turns b13, it looks a bit scary. So white adds another move. So yeah, it's not too bad.
not bad at all. The thickness looks amazing, right?
Yeah. Now
And
you can play like...
surprisingly not that big.
Okay, I mean, I don't think it was intentional,
20
like, but
points or something.
he turned it into a good sacrifice, I think. Oh, even this
Mm.
one?
But he has to go back and take. But that doesn't
Maybe
look something.
maybe this is just because he's worried about the top group. Maybe he just thinks this is
Yeah. That's I think the point
needed.
because G18 is very annoying.
Yeah,
Like you have
it's true.
no eyes if white plays G18 if you don't respond, and if you respond, then it's very good center, and it's only one ice.
So that makes it slightly less fun for black, that you have to play this slow move. Then white gets f3. Okay. But then, okay, black
But if
gets
we take
some...
stock to like the points, I think white has something like 20 points on the left, right? Approximately,
something like that.
and
10
could
on
be
top.
like 10 plus whatever he captures
Oh
on the
yeah, a
top.
little bit more than 10 maybe, yeah. So maybe with Komi we say like white has like 40. But the lower side also
Yeah,
with 10 points, so like 50 with Komi.
maybe, and the potential to capture in the middle, I guess.
I don't think it's super easy to make 50 points as black in this position after white got f3. Like I was looking forward to playing
It's fair.
f3 now as black, then I'm happy. But now I'm liking
Mm,
white again.
yeah, maybe.
But
But
still, like,
also, like it
close.
usually AI usually likes thickness when because there's really no weakness to this. I guess there is. White can threaten to pull out the D9 stone. Okay, but let's see what happens.
Yeah.
It's a game.
Ooh, that's very...
Very thick.
very thick. Maybe
But
thinking
it also
about...
makes some sense because you don't have anything to attack, is what White is saying. I have a lot of points. I just need to play. So I guess White is thinking White is happy.
And now he's really going for this d9 threat. Like, at this point I was like, no, pull out d9, that's not something we need to worry about. But now white spends 2 moves, and now... Yes, I guess black needs to start worrying about that. I think black It's pretty. It's the shape is a little bit flimsy, but I feel like this is kind of going in the direction black wants with the center thickness. Um, like now black is really starting to build something in the center, I feel like.
Isn't it getting small though and over concentrated? Maybe depending on like if you have to give the bottom,
Yeah,
it
maybe.
looks almost impossible to get enough. But
That white can push here,
depends
right?
on depends on the bottom, I
Hmm.
think.
You know, you would like to double Han here, but unfortunately then you have Atari, double Atari, so you can't.
You don't even double Atari, you Atari the two
Oh,
lower
you
stones.
just Atari.
Because
Okay,
black
yeah,
cannot even protect those, so you even
yeah.
get to pick your capture.
So yeah, now I agree. It's not great
Now
for black.
also, can white play? No, because black has this double Atari at E5.
Hmm.
But I was thinking, can white even like extend at F8? If white connects, then I think white can maybe even extend or something like this and aim at H6 and H7 and then threaten a ladder, and it might be a big problem.
With the other threat
But maybe it's too
being like D7, another threat, or
no,
no? What's
no,
the
I don't
other
know.
threat? Because black can just protect like
Oh,
H7. Okay, let's. So, yeah, I've white got too many points on the lower side. I guess it's not very happy.
yeah, we
But
need to almost kill this now.
but still, like the center is
Like
still big. So yeah, uh,
if
maybe
you
not
get all of
kill.
it,
Hmm.
but it's how yeah. Well, we'll see. Charlie's gonna have to get a lot here, at least I think.
We are caught up now. This is the live position. Another thing that's good for black is that white is about to enter Biomi.
Yeah,
So white will have to live with this group under a little bit of time pressure, but you know it's isn't it is it 10 minutes 25 moves? So it's
I think so. Yes, it's
not a
not extreme,
big time pressure. So I guess we'll
and
jump to the next
white
one.
just have like 20 more points now than we said before.
Yeah.
So you would need like 70 plus whatever white gets on the top.
So I guess black is trying to kill. So now black would just play like Q7, Q8, R7, S7, and then S9, and then kill just like in the Jerome game.
Yes,
So we'll go
it
away,
can
and
go wrong.
then when we come back, we'll find that Charlie has killed it.
That's some interesting shapes. How did this
This
happen?
yeah, let's go back here. Okay, so we left this game last time. It was around here. We had a bit of a running battle on top, and maybe we should just say for context. Now we're on board 4, and
Against Fuli.
yes, if you want to check like the all the player names and stuff, you can go to the website. Unfortunately, I don't have a fancy graphic, but I'll put the link there to the page. So let's see. White jumps out with the group. We have Tiger playing white, so we are rooting for white. Black fixes the cut in center, then makes this side more solid. Moving out with a table shape. Okay, so white settles the group, but black makes some influence facing the lower side.
But the influence is not perfect by any stretch, I don't think.
It's not what?
It's not perfect. Like it was a running group and it's sort of masquerading as influence currently.
Yeah,
Like
it's not
if
super
white
strong.
just turns at P10, we're
Yep.
starting to feel cramped as black.
Hmm.
So you know,
Yeah, it's not we maybe not wouldn't call it thickness, just some like some stones that could be used to build something. So white just
yeah,
jumps
no,
in.
but it is some thickness. It's just not very good thickness.
Okay.
But it's okay. It's okay. I'm not
So
gonna
maybe
over
white with this
exaggerate.
move, white is pincering the center thickness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
and black needs to add a move or die.
Yeah. More directly, white is pinstring f3, so black goes into this corner. Can just settle in the corner. Extend here.
Why not play f11 for white?
Why would you?
Do you mean e11?
Maybe just take the e11 center. Well, I guess white can do that anytime. Or maybe it's not even that
Well, it's
center right now.
small, I think.
Yeah.
It's very small. That's the point.
So,
So
oops.
because white settled both groups on both sides, and black is sort of safe. So it would only be points and not that many
Huh.
points.
We could we could maybe consider it like at some point here, instead of running like right now, you could maybe ask like e11 if you wanted to.
Yeah.
It's really important. Yeah. So you could do that, but I think it's not a big loss for white to not have gone on that center. And white may also be worried that if white plays e10, e11 now. Wait, did we say no? You did say. Yeah. Oh, yeah. E11. If white plays e11 now, black could play n13, force white to play f11, and the right side could be more valuable than just taking two stones.
Yeah. So basically the value goes down if they play there. So
So now, okay, black extends. What's the move now? Do you play e3
oh,
or j3? Push again, then turn. Oh, okay, so this is how we end up with that weird shape. So Tiger is saying here, like, I
aren't
know
you
you...
supposed to jump when you play this Yosuke? Is what he's saying, you know?
Yeah, like black is supposed to jump to c6.
Yeah.
So he wants to kind of like punish here that, oh, I can push again. And now he's reading that I can turn here and you can't kill me on the lower side. So black cuts, of course. Now white pushes, jumps. Whew. This is dubious. Maybe. um, Again, this is the kind of thing, I call things dubious when it's like, oh, this is what I would do. Like I would get into my head that, oh, I can survive here, so it's okay. But then when you review it afterwards, it's like, I'm very low, black is getting so much center influence. This turned out to be a horrible idea.
Yeah, because white has to come back and play b4 in order to kill, right?
Yeah.
And how many liberties is that? It's a lot of liberties. It's not infinite liberties, as I would usually say, but yeah. So the point is, white will have to come back eventually, and then it's rough.
So we'll see what happens, like who gets... It's important, of course, who gets sent and gets to play around b4. But just, I mean, I think the fact that makes this... I feel like... But that makes it really dubious is that white played k4, and k4 ends up so sad in this variation. When you play this way and you push through like this, oof, k4 is just horrible. So
Yeah. It also, but it also sort of made it so that black really had no choice but to keep pushing past. But once black has pushed past, then it's. I agree. No, but this feels like Tiger was natural, and now he's the one playing unnatural shapes, and black is the one having the natural looking shapes. I feel.
so now, yeah, the interesting part, like at what point, like for instance, right now, you could consider if white can just play b4 and kill the left side. And this could
You
be
can.
sort of the... Yeah, I think you can. But then like p3 is still very big. So I think maybe he still plays one more move, right?
Yeah, I would probably answer P3 even. You're not happy about it,
No, surely now
but
you
this
kill the
is
left side, no?
so.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, so now... I mean...
but you paid a lot for this corner.
Yeah. But you got the corner, you got some points on the lower sides. And the points on the lower side are kind of worthless, but you took away... Black is not making
Okay,
points on the lower side. Black is just making points in the center now.
the question I have is can I play Q3 in kind of centers black?
Yeah, I
And
think so.
my point is, you have um, you push K1 and then you play J1 and L1 and you play Ataris and you
Hmm.
sort of force White to capture everything, and White doesn't have any points left if you don't respond to Q3. So I think Q3 is huge.
Yeah, it is huge. Black doesn't play it right away, and that means, well, I think this is also Senta. White
Yeah,
needs to
it's
live on
certainly
top.
attacking White.
Hmm.
So
But no, White feels Q3 is too big.
I would have played Q3 as Black, I think, because
I mean, it's huge,
okay,
but
both
if
are
White
massive.
dies on top now, then it's game over. So, uh,
Yeah, and if Black would have played Q3, I guess I would play Q9 as White, and then uh, that looks even sadder somehow.
okay, let's see. There's not many moves left to catch up.
Oh, but
Oh, Black plays
if you're
this?
gonna
What?
respond, I don't like. Why?
Yeah.
Why now? I want to play R11 because it was kind of it should be at least center.
Yeah, I would think the top is close to dying here. Well, okay, yeah, at least center, right? Like, but okay, maybe yes. You have like M12 Atari, you already have one eye there. Yeah, then I agree with you. It should have been Q3 because Q3 if White plays Q9, then you get the sequence with the push and Han P2. Um,
And wait,
super painful.
do we have? Do you have easy to set up analysis board?
Yeah, should be
I
pretty
kind of
quick.
want to see if this actually
Let's play up because I
like. Can
can't
we even
really.
capture a tail or something? Because
Yeah.
if we can, it would be super sweet. Then White has really no. Then White is very sad.
So you still see my
I
screen on
still think
top?
it might be good for play. Oh, yeah, I see your screen.
Good.
Yeah,
Okay. So we are
yeah,
thinking if here, just turn.
yeah.
And let's say White
And
Tanukis.
play K1.
Push. And I guess at some point we're exchanging this too.
Sure. What's the
And
best way for
this throw-in looks
nice?
good, right?
Yeah,
I'm not
I
sure
think
the
both.
order.
I would throw in this one first, and then this one, and then play P1.
Yeah. And now the problem is if you play here. Um,
But even I'm not even sure like White's alive. Like who's winning?
yeah, this
Like you
this looks
certainly should
terrible
be
for
able to
White.
save your tail because if you save your tail, then
Then you have like no liberties.
I don't think you're winning the race.
Yeah. But even without saving the tail, it's not super clear, I guess. Well, okay, now this way White is killing the corner, but giving up the tail. And but
Which is
you could so just
huge.
earlier, like here, you can of course give up the 3 stones, something here, but again, like yeah, it's huge. uh,
But if White lives on bottom, Black has to live in Gotha.
this was before
Um,
from this was when we were just talking about the merits of this playing out this whole sequence, kind of that
yeah,
like
okay,
yeah,
okay.
White lives here and then Black would have to live now in Gotha
Yeah,
basically if Black
yeah,
wants to
yeah, yeah.
score. That's what he was saying. So. Should we, while we're here, do we also want to check the AI opinion on the sequence?
I do, because
Yeah,
I
because
think
I'm
Black
curious.
gained. I think
It
White was
should
ahead
be
and Black
bad.
gained a lot. But I think
So,
White, I think Q3 was a mistake not playing for Black. But
so
fix the
let's see.
combi first.
Yes. So we're thinking that White is at least okay here,
I
but I'm
think
not
so.
sure. Like, White could already
So I
be
would take
behind
White
here.
instinctively. Oh, okay.
Just White is
Your
just a little bit
judgment is
worse.
so good. White is okay. I could not have said it better.
Oh, that's a good guess. But this move is apparently super important. Like that's interesting. That's like the biggest point on the board. Like Black can just immediately pull this one out apparently. Uh,
Yeah, that looks.
But just that exchange. Okay, let's not get bogged down into that. But we just want to look at the sequence and see White's win rate plummet, basically. uh, but maybe not. No, but like this turn, it's actually...
Yeah,
It's
the
not the
turn is
top
massive.
move, but locally it's okay. And
I mean, White is gaining a lot of points also, but it's so painful. And I guess the jump is also a big problem, right? Because of the sequence in the end, right? With
yeah,
the
so you should push here. It's slightly better.
and then probably you stop doing it and kill and allow black to take the outside now, and you leave room in the corner instead of keep pushing, I guess.
Okay, so jump was a bit of a mistake. But then something black did wrong here also. Let's see. I mean now, okay, so now you could Tanuki as black.
I thought
Apparently.
about that because it just living makes like that's all of those exchanges are kind of nice. Like yes, white got to turn, and white should not get to turn, but you also should not be able to. You also should look at white on the bottom.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't need to argue.
Okay. And again here, I guess, maybe?
It's fine, but even there they wanted Q. Q. But now, okay, so after white plays, okay, remove that stone.
Sorry, where are we looking?
So next move. Okay, it's slightly better.
Still,
Yeah, I guess.
it's just yelling about the top, right? It's saying like, oh, this is the biggest point on the board. That's so
Yeah,
funny. I don't quite get it because before I just wanted to play this one exchange and then Tanuki. It's like, so why
but
is that
it's
so important?
well, white is sealed now, right? So white wasn't sealed before. If white plays,
Yeah, White would capture though. Like White would spend a move to take, and then I guess this is
yeah,
just so big to White taking here in center. Yeah.
because white is not or black is not fine either
Okay, so
with
it's a kind of
the
double center thing. But okay, so just pretending that it's on the board already, then no, here like black can go for something on the center group. It looks like.
yeah, but at least the combination has to be slightly dubious. Like if you play what black played and then you respond to Q3. I do not, oh, come on, I don't know how to play this game.
Yeah,
Let's go back. It was all fine.
yeah. But the AI agrees. Now White is no, but White is caught back up now, right? Like these were some
Yeah.
mistakes from Black. So Black did play a little bit. I mean, it wasn't some single huge mistake, but just now it's back to even game, which is good news for us
But
commentating.
extremely interesting thing there, though. So, okay, so let's keep watching. Let's see what's going on. I'm interested.
So now White is kind of they're both. I mean, so they're both missing the LA team points, but they're also not spend. I mean, kind of M12 also seemed like an important point.
Yeah, I don't think the game is even anymore.
I guess he's talking about the live position. We'll get there.
Yeah. I'm interested in which direction, but we'll see. So I guess black sort of wants to seal off this area, but I also want to play in the top right. It's hard to say, but something's telling me that I want to play on the top right as black. But it also makes a lot of sense to try to keep your points.
So, yeah, they're focusing on this. Oh, what is what even is this?
Well, it's black saying that, sir, you're not connected. And I think he has a point.
Oh, oh no.
So
Okay, let's
now
just recap.
white
So
has
like,
to deal with this.
so black. So from here, White is struggling to connect back even. Yeah, like the G6 stone finds it hard to come back home. That's interesting. It's kind of I also underestimated the severity of this, and then when this is on the board, it's like now black's influence is like working
Can we
perfectly.
kill? It's it's not so easy to kill either, because
Mm.
you can play f5 to protect the g5 point, which would make an eye for white. So like you
Yep.
can play f5 and capture,
Although,
and then is it gonna die because you can threaten the cut? So it's not obvious that it's gonna die, right?
is there some...
I kind of feel like it's hard to kill.
Let's see. He peeps here. Oh, just connects. Okay. Just
So
connect.
yeah, this makes sense. This is also
I was worried with f5 if there was something like g5 or something, some nonsense, but okay. But I don't even think that was working. But this is
okay. Yeah,
simpler.
that's actually It achieves the same thing, but uh, I was gonna say without an empty triangle, but it's just a different
No,
empty
it
triangle.
is. Yeah. And now, this is interesting. I would...
Oh, but again, I feel confident to live.
Uh,
Not super confident,
well,
but
white has sent it towards the m4 cut.
exactly,
But black
exactly. This is,
has...
but it's also the only thing.
Yeah. Black has d6, but it's not going very far. Now black is happy that black didn't exchange b3, b5 earlier. That's something I would have done as black, I think. I would just play b3 without thinking, stupidly. Um, but now it's better. So
But it's okay.
we're actually caught up
This could
again.
both die. But moves like L5,
Yeah.
aren't they kind of living-ish?
Living-ish.
I'm not
Yeah, I
basing
mean,
this on anything
I would not be
except my
confident to
intuition.
kill, but I think I would rather
Knowing
take
you would
black.
not be confident to kill or live somehow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I would be more hopeful to kill than to
Yeah,
live, I think.
exactly. This one, because we're sort of threatening the cut also this way. And it's like if imagine that white plays G6 and then you're just alive, right? Kind of. But I also let's say white lives. Is uh is it over because of that? I don't think so.
No,
Because
because the top can still die. Like, and notice
yeah, but
actually,
it's, white paid on the left side doing this. And it's not like it was all blacks to begin with. So if black takes center and gets to play something like uh, um, yeah, exactly, play something like d6,
yeah, you get this, but I
is it?
guess I guess
I don't know.
C. Oh wait, is this is an? I was going to say C7, but then B6
But now white gets to play from this group and reduce. And there's also this cut, right?
and 4
Was
cut.
it important to no M4?
Yeah,
That I think. But wait, why did white respond at C6?
I think. Well, my think maybe it
Yeah,
doesn't have
you
to,
can play
but
B6. You can play B6 as black.
yeah. I mean, maybe it's still just reducing points, but you mean you do that in center, then you like connect E11 or something.
No, but I think black can even live with the B6, B5, C6, B3, and then you can play E4 in center, and you can play B8, and then you can either live on G4 or connect. And this would be so much easier with a variation board.
Yeah, but the spirit was pretty straightforward there. We're just like, we can make ice if we get down to b6 short. That's so white plays
And
there.
also, let's point out. Oh, and this is another point. If we play something like this, then white needs to care about the group with the E10 stones, so it makes sense to answer. It was kind of something.
Yeah. So let's see here.
I love that move.
Yeah, this looks
K5
good.
looks very Tsuji-ish.
Yep.
Like, how do you respond to that? It's not easy.
Let's not even
Oh,
think about it.
this might die now. This is a sneaky move.
But let's just... one bright side of the position for us is that black is a little bit low on time. He has to make 12 moves in 2 minutes 42. What is that? That's like...
Yeah, but I'd rather be alive as white. So it feels like L5 should have been a L6 should have been an L5 maybe. But if we play L5, then black could have played K6. So maybe this group wasn't so alive after all.
Yeah. Yep. I
So both of
think
them were dubious. Maybe
definitely wasn't.
you should have played K6. Okay, let's just see. It feels like it is scrambling now. Okay, but I think we can come back to this. Let's check
Yep.
out Freda.
Let's leave him to scramble, and we're back to Freda's game, and we scroll back to where we left
He was
it.
running with this group.
Yes. We whoops.
He has
So okay, just quick recap. Freda had a weak group, and he played away to the left side. So then White said that, okay, now I'm going to attack the center group severely. And we left around here. So now the
take a
question
look at
is...
the time. He has three
Oh, wow.
moves in 12 seconds.
Oh, actually, let's just check out what's happening
Let's
live.
just see what is okay. So they're not super interesting moves.
Yeah, he's just gonna play those
Uh,
quickly, I guess. That's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so we go back. So let's just see. So Freda needs to handle this group. He comes out.
We should also note that White managed to play S14 as profit in this attack already. And Black didn't respond, so he gave up a lot of points in the corner. But it looks hard to kill Black now.
Yeah, no, at this point, Black has a very nice shape on the outside, I would say. And White is also doing something different. So White is just living in the corner, which this is annoying because this corner, now Black has to worry about the outside, actually.
Yeah, I guess. But this is the profits White has to bank on somehow, because I feel like Black took a bunch of points and got to play on the left side, right?
Yep.
So on points, Black is certainly ahead. And we have this B12, so it's hard to argue that White has any points on the left side. And even the stones on like 014, they're not weak, of course, but it's not like they're alive like the living M7 stones. And it's hard to attack.
Right. So now
It's good for White that he has Comey because he has no points on the board. I agree with this statement. Yes.
I think this is a cute little... So White plays here because now if Black goes down to T15, now White could connect P18, and if White harness Q18, S16 is perfectly placed. So that's why at this moment Black actually compromises, just takes a base on top, and lets White connect. So now, I mean, this kind of cooled things down a bit because now White is living almost basically in that corner. And Black also has eye shape.
So White stole the corner. Black got a strong position towards the center, at least relatively. So Black is out and has sort of eye shape and so on. White got the corner and got to play S14. So I guess R11 maybe we can count as some sort of profit in the future for White from this attack. Or what do you think? Like, can we imagine
White R11?
R11? Yeah, could we imagine R11 for Q11 trade and then White get some points on the right side? Is that unreasonable?
Yeah, some point possibly. Connecting up all of it seems maybe. It's just about possible.
Yeah, that's nice.
Okay, so White does end up come back and playing just C12, so letting Black come out here.
Sorry, I missed. How did Black spend this sentence after White took the corner? He played J17.
Yeah, so I guess he's still like, if he doesn't play here, White can play, I don't know, K18 or something, and it's still big.
Yeah.
Or Black has to live in Gotha and White. So I guess this is a very big point. And I guess White is also not 100% alive top right still. could be playing into for that set, but it looks basically alive. Yeah,
Looks hard to die at least.
yeah. I mean, yeah, you can make eyes. You have so many half eyes.
We also said you had R11, but if you wait too long, maybe black will sacrifice 2 stones if you play R11 if you're about to die.
Yeah, but you can play
But
like
then you can play
S12.
R11, S12. Yeah, this is not gonna die.
Yeah. Yes.
No, no.
Okay. But now white is kind of.
So
I find this interesting.
wouldn't you play B11 at Hari, sort of on
Here,
A13?
B11.
That would be my low down brain wants to pretend I have a position on the left side, but I guess I don't.
Oh, yeah, I think that looks reasonable. I mean, here black captures, you extend D12, but then black clamps again. um,
Yeah,
so
and maybe you
would.
could also say in some universe that white is more stable with this group. It's not like of course, it's not under attack right now, but if you allow the foundation of this group to erode, then moves like G17 can become annoying or something.
So as it is now,
So
it basically has 2 eyes already, like on E14 and D13. So it's pretty strong now.
look at moves like E6 now. Doesn't it look silly? E6 stone.
You think it looks poorly placed?
Yes,
A little
very
bit.
poorly placed.
Yes. So this was basically White's first move, right? Like first move of the game,
Yeah.
White played here, and now I mean it's not the worst move, but yeah, it is poorly placed.
You would have to argue that he used it for the attack, I suppose.
Yeah.
But okay, so if we take stock here, because now I don't think white has that much of an attack. So what do we think about like points?
I just assume black is still happy.
Yeah,
Black still has like 3 corners.
at least 15 on the bottom right and potential for more. And maybe 5 in the center. And then 10 on the top left. And 10 on the top, maybe. Something like this. And some on the bottom right. So it's not massive amounts, but it's like 40, maybe.
You say 40 for black?
Maybe. It has like.
Do we see 40 for white? I don't think so.
No, we don't see 40 for white. But I still think white has a more solid position. Somehow.
Okay, let's see what happens. Black plays this.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say before, yeah, and of course L3 in this shape is massive, especially from this bottom right Yoseki, because white cannot capture it. And yeah, exactly. I was gonna say because I just realized that white doesn't have to play R11. White has the option to play O11. And if white plays O11, we lack ice. And if we escape with J11, then there's a cut. Of course, we have to escape first, but then there's a cut. And if you escape and black has to play K10, then black doesn't have any ice yet. So then white can still maybe attack.
Yeah,
white is hoping for at least.
White is back on the attack now, and black of course doesn't want to just play K10, instead tries to. I mean, this is a common technique where you don't necessarily, even if you can't capture the stones, it can be good to kind of squeeze from the outside before coming back to play K10 if you have to.
Yeah, you're probably gonna have to play K10 though at some point, right?
At some point, yeah. But maybe white is saying here, oh, it looks a bit hard
to. Or is white just captured?
Maybe it's not really possible to pull out straight away, so white needs to prepare somehow.
But I think it's possible right away. I'm not saying that it's good, but if you turn and then you play J13, I think we're out.
What, you turn?
Because
so
we're gonna have
turn, and then black just plays G11, and then you play J13. Well, how is that?
Because
I see.
And then you Atari.
I see. So it is possible, but he's leaning here first. Okay.
But it also means that it's not possible if white cuts. because then white doesn't have the liberties. So it does protect the cut indirectly. The G12
Yeah, yeah. Um,
nifty.
so now he
We do
comes
see.
here. Okay, so... Huh.
Yeah.
So white kind of
So it
both,
took.
like, white takes the points, but it's also threatening, like, O10 to falsify that eye in a ko.
I think that's a bit dreamy, but yes, it's there. I guess.
Is it like, it looks like bad shape locally, but I don't think the bad shape matters much. Or are you just saying that the ko is a bit, it's a little bit heavy, I guess, for white the ko, because
You,
M13 becomes Atari.
it would be the last thing you play in order to kill, at least.
Yeah,
At least.
it's just like black doesn't have 100% of an eye there, I think is relevant
Exactly,
here.
exactly. So, and therefore, black is not 100% alive. Of
Yeah.
course, it's not even remotely close to dying yet. So.
So yeah, black is not remotely worried. I mean, the stones in the sand, white would have to save those first. Yeah, so it's like far away. Black just play some endgame here. Um,
Very big.
this is interesting that black decides best way to go here is just straight down.
I think black is just saying, I'm leading heavily,
Mm.
and if I don't do anything silly, I'm going to win.
Yeah, seems like he's playing that way.
But it's not like my judgment is known to be infallible, right? So
We could check the score estimator maybe if we want to have some idea. It's saying black leads by 45. A little bit
and
optimistic
it's
maybe,
not like it's optimistic,
but not
but it's not
40-point optimistic.
it's not insane, you know?
Yeah. So I think maybe we could say that black could possibly be leading by 20. That's maybe not too crazy.
Maybe it's not too crazy. But maybe it's a bit much even because this score
Okatsushi says
estimator
10.
gives black like 20 points in the center and kills on
Yeah.
the bottom. And I don't think that's remotely reasonable. But at this level, you don't need to be more than like 5, 10 points ahead for it to be very difficult to do something.
Yeah. And the game is,
So
as long as it doesn't die in the center, it doesn't look too hard to convert. So we'll just see. How is white going to try to stir up some trouble? Seems like they're...
this was the point where he was in time trouble,
Mm.
and
So
I guess
maybe
it was
like,
over at least.
yeah, like these moves here are half time Suji.
And he maybe he was struggling with this exact question you asked yourself: how do I stir up trouble?
Yeah. I'm just seeing some kind of endgame looking moves. White manages to start a ko down here, which is always something nice to do when you're behind.
But he doesn't have anything to gain, really.
It's just
Well,
a
he has
small...
something to
Yeah.
gain. Like if white wins the ko, black can play g2. So it's not that massive, right? Why are they? I guess if black wins the ko, then you can kill 3 more stones and so on.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, black taking the ko is
But
pretty
you
big.
capture in center, which is kind of nice. So for white, so I
Yeah,
guess
both
it's
sides,
it's
right?
worth fighting the ko.
It's a pretty size. I mean, the ko is kind of just for points, but it's quite a lot of points.
Yeah, if
So
black wins, I don't think white will not respond, but it's gonna be 3 points basically, half of 6 points. So
so yeah, we're caught up again. But I think we're pretty confident in Fred at this point. It just feels good. But okay, score estimator thinks black
so as
is...
long as he doesn't die,
yeah.
well, the score estimator on Fandonet is not
Yeah.
it's not the strongest AI
If we
I've
just
ever seen.
if we just let black add a move, I think even the score estimator will see that it's okay. But yeah, so black is
I'll take a
comfortable
look
here.
at the other games and
Yep.
see if there's one in particular. I think actually I think we should check out the Tigers game because trying to live there was
Yeah.
interesting,
Let's see
right?
how we did. So we left it around here. He sees he's in trouble, so he attaches over here, tries to stir up some nonsense. Yeah, I mean, this could go either way. Like this,
It is one eye.
there is one eye, but it's kind of
The annoying part is that we wanted to play. I guess it's still there. M5 for center, but we would have. It feels annoying that black hasn't had to protect the cuts directly, so to
yeah.
speak. I would love to have the some exchange like M5 for M4. Obviously here because it's Atari, right? But in general,
Yeah. So okay, we still get M5 here. That's good. It's a little bit of help. Um, and okay,
so
so
annoying. This is not even. Yeah, it's not even like center for an eye,
oh, because
which
black
is.
pushes and then oh,
Oh, but
could black not play away now?
I feel like he could.
Huh. That's maybe the chance White needed then. But maybe he just thought it was either way very dead. So he thought this was the simpler way to kill it. Yeah, to me it looks like
But
there's
I
no
disagree
threat.
with that statement. Yeah,
Yeah, because
exactly.
now this will be, well, we'll see. We'll see what happens here. I mean, if black ends up now letting white live, it definitely seems like black should have played on the right side, allow J9, push in there.
Yeah,
I
because
don't
08 seems relatively
much.
surefire. I guess. No, I don't see it. Okay. But Black is saying, good luck getting an eye here.
And there's still the threat of like 09 here.
Yeah, it's. Oof. So this is a thing, like, and I talked to you about this previously. Like, so you play P7, feeling that I I have to get more. I will endure the co, but you will still have to spend one extra move at some point connecting the co.
Hmm.
So this is like P7 is not a very useful move
Hmm.
for making eyes.
So it would be maybe better to just play like P8, even though it looks
Yeah.
ridiculous.
That's what I'm saying.
Um,
That also looks dead. So
yeah.
maybe better to be dead in a hopeless co. But okay, but let's see.
So black doesn't even play the co, of course. You just connect here, so push down here.
Why wouldn't you push from the other side? I feel like black is giving white some chance.
Push R8 now? Or?
Oh, actually, because white gets to play p6 in center, so maybe there's a little something point of having p7.
Yeah, I think it was the correct choice from Tigger.
Yeah, I mean from black to play on p6.
Yeah, and from Tigger to play P7 also. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we can see the logic in their idea. So black jumps.
And Tiger is really he has one stone for 15 seconds now.
Yeah, and we're not okay. So let's fast forward maybe.
He plays the cut, which probably means that he read that he could not live. Okay, so he gave them up.
Right.
But he gave them up in a co, and it was Black's area. I'm just trying to be positive here.
Yeah. Okay. So it could happen that the top black group dies now. I guess this would be the hope.
But Black cannot take like infinite damage because this was Black's area. Like Black was extremely thick with these two walls.
In the center.
And yes, Black got to enter the left side and he got to kill it with extremely strong shapes. But if White, for example, takes the top right, then I would like the trade kind of. It's hard to judge trades at this point, right? Um, but yeah,
Mokasushi says, I don't think O17 is the move if you want to try to kill. Yeah, maybe, I mean, maybe still here Katagawa would be screaming to do L18. Because now
Yeah, I mean
Black
L18 has a trade, but
ended
I
up.
would want to play Q17. Take the, but it's a judgment call of how big you need. So how many points is it for Black? It's like
I'm too lazy. That's too much to count, man. Let's check the score estimator again. Just to have some point of reference. So it is saying Black up by 50. So
like 63 or something, but it's also not giving White anything in the top right and saying that White is dead on the top left, which is not true.
oh yeah, the top left is a bit.
This score estimator, I do not trust it at all.
You know,
Look at
I'm
the top
hoping to
right.
just. Yeah, I'm hoping to use it
You
for
have
like
an
a.
AI. I would rather you download the SGF than
Yeah,
ask the
I
AI.
know. I just wanted some lazy.
Okay, but let's see. Because I counted like 65 or something on the bottom for, or in the center for Black.
White
And
is still
now it
not.
seems like White didn't get too much. He was in time trouble here also. It was a bit of a problem.
Yeah, now this looks really hopeless now, right? Like White is the one that ended up kind of split. So now White can live either in the top right or in the center, but it looks almost hard to live with this
Yeah.
with the other center group.
I saw some good news. I was gonna check the other games. Charlie won, and we should probably check out how that happened.
Yeah, so let's leave this one. We caught up to this one now. It looks very difficult for White at this point. We can probably count this one as a loss. Or
So we're
by,
expecting a 2-2 then.
that is how it's
Wait,
looking right
this,
now.
yeah. And
So
Tigers, I guess there was some remote chance of killing Black, maybe even. Probably not. Yeah, good
so
job to Charlie.
yeah, what happened here actually? Because he did kill it. So we left the game basically. Oh, we left the game here, and we said, oh, we just need to kill this group. And I said, oh, you just play Q7 like in the Jerome game, and he does. He doesn't play R7 though. It's quite ugly shape in this position. So somehow he kills this. That is impressive.
It is. So White made a wall up there. Could he do something? Go back like 3 moves?
Oops. Where?
Could we play like S13?
Right now.
Yeah.
I guess Black would just like
What?
R12 or something.
Yeah, because when he cuts, it's a liberty shortage.
Oh.
But at least I would like to play R13 rather than Q13. Probably it's the same, but he takes some liberties, so it makes sense.
Yeah, I
Okay.
guess he wants the center to be a little bit weak. So we get some coish shape
So
here.
this was greedy for White, right? White started playing from the center.
But
Like
maybe
he
he
did
didn't.
not take care of his group.
Maybe he didn't see a way to just play from the group. Like there's no. Where do you find the ice? So he might have think. Maybe he
He
thinks his
played
best
R5.
shot. No, but like R5
R5
can get cut, right?
capture.
R5, R6, and
Yeah, and then you get cuts, and then you have some like go or something. Maybe not.
So
Okay.
Black goes down to T7. So we have R5, R6, S4, S7, T5.
Do you wanna now we're
This
so
is
let's download the games
this
and do it
download
on
this
the
game.
because we cannot talk about variations like this. It's
That is
silly.
quite disastrous.
Silly. But okay, so that's good. We have a win for Charlie. That's strong. That is strong.
Okay, I just wanted to say that here. Um, this is a clean cut, I think. But, I mean, locally clean cut, but then you have to think about this kind of, if there's anything.
Yeah.
But it's just, it's a common thing that this is more intuitive, but then you have some co. So this is a good move to point out.
But it at least generates such. Okay, but we can think about this because I would like as white, even the variation you showed, I thought that looked kind of nice for white.
Yeah,
So
of course, like locally, this is like black is playing really bad shape and white is living in the corner.
yeah,
So,
but I think we want to sacrifice it. Like, so if you play it out and then you play your get, the one you showed.
yeah, then you would have to push out here.
Yeah, and then you get to squeeze. No, I want to live with my big group. I want to
Oh, you want to do
squeeze
this?
efficiently. Yeah,
Uh,
probably. Yeah, but I want to live now.
I don't think those
That's my goal.
squeeze,
Okay, fine. Fine, they don't help.
they weren't that helpful. Not enough to motivate that much damage. But so then instead, like, you could do something like this, maybe, if you want to, or like,
Yeah,
I don't know, there's some other things to
you
think
use
about.
it, basically.
Let's
Because
see
in
what
the
happens.
game, I
Yep.
guess White is arguing that you're not alive either. But when Black gets to just cuts, whew,
Yeah. Some kind of trade. White just gives it up. Uh,
and now, if you're gonna play like this, I would have liked to have played R5,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So maybe R5 was a good idea. But
But
maybe it
now,
wasn't.
clearly now R5 would just play S5. Was that maybe the same before? Maybe it was just... But okay, let's keep going. So white connects. So now white is trying something in the center. Can save these stones. So white, I mean, white gets a lot of profit, but not enough to make up for dying that big, I guess.
Yeah, it's huge on the right side. It's huge.
We can take just a peek at the... Yeah, okay, so just... Komi is correct. So this is just a 10-point lead now. But it's
Can
very
we go
late in
back
the game.
to when we said he just has to kill? Because I felt like White was doing well and see how what happened.
Yeah, so now white is up by
Yes,
10.
solidly ahead. And let's see where it went wrong because I do feel like it was when he played like from the center instead of just from the group. And it likes to play this Hana and see what's even now. That's all it.
Did not like... This is a weird shape, actually. Did not like that one. So just here. Which makes sense, I guess. That's just a few points, but... Yeah, at
Yeah,
this
so White is doing
point...
super well.
Oh yeah, white is doing well, despite being dead. Like, at this point it's saying
Oh,
white should die, and white is doing well. Which is an
okay,
interesting
so
combination. But it's
yeah, but
expecting the left to die in some trade here, so let's see.
yeah.
Um,
It has to be when White just started playing something else. No, that was fine apparently also.
this was all okay, but capturing now is a mistake. Okay, so you should extend here. Whoops.
Yeah, because you need to keep fighting. Exactly.
Oh yeah, because the
Keep
point is
fighting.
that you're surrounding black, I see.
Exactly.
So to give that up, to take here, it kind of misses the point.
Misses the game. But it was close after that.
Yeah, right now it's it's even. But then... Okay, this is apparently bad exchange. Um, So interesting. We kind of really we didn't we misjudged the point where it turned really there.
I feel like I didn't miss the point where it turned. It was a 20-point mistake.
Oh yeah, I mean, no,
Actually,
I didn't because I thought already here like White was kind of desperate. I thought like this
yeah, yeah,
it was
fair.
already, but
That's
like
fair enough.
the fact that at this point, no, actually, like Black is still in trouble if you do this,
Yeah,
and I
I sort of.
guess White in the game too. Okay, but now okay, we're in an end game where Black is just 10 points better, so I guess it's not something big.
Yeah, but
Um,
what happened? How did he? I don't understand how it went from. I guess White had to successfully do something because it just went from even to 15 points ahead for Black.
um, well, okay, so let's. Sorry for the bad viewing experience where I go back and forth so much, but okay, let's check. I think there were some dubious moves here then. Now the engine wanted h6, so immediately do something in the center. This move instead already loses like 5 points. I don't really understand why that
Uh,
is.
because maybe you can threaten like if you get some wall like okay I don't understand but
So
yeah I
that,
don't
yeah,
understand.
that's like 5 points, and then there's going to be some other moves where it's just like, okay, this is -3, this is -2, and suddenly. Let's see. Tari.
He wants to do something in the bottom right.
So right now it's saying just this connection is slow. Yeah, so if you do something else, find some Aji here, but White just connects. It's a bit slow. Black at center. Um,
Okay.
so nothing more big happened. I mean,
Also
actually,
looks
Black gained more actually, and in the end, I guess it was resign. Black is up by like 19.
well. It's a really nice sneaky turnaround by Charlie, I must say.
Yeah, very
Well
well.
played
Like
by him.
from here, behind by 20 to win by 20, by not
Yeah,
really like
very
that
weird. I
much.
want I want its time pressure because it's a kind of strange collapse from White.
Yeah, I
You
guess
just
this
decide to
capture
sacrifice
specifically
it.
is weird. Somehow to me, this move was a bit of a blind spot. I was like thinking that like, okay, locally you want to
Exactly.
play this, but then there's double Atari, so I could kind of see the reasoning for like, oh, I capture, and it feels a bit forcing because it's like once, but it's like, yeah, it's just nothing. Um,
I checked. It seems like Tiger lost just a few moves from where we left it, which makes sense. We expected this. So maybe we can go and check out Freda, and maybe we want to download it. I kind of want to see what the AI thinks
Freda.
from
Yeah.
around our. But
Okay.
we don't have to, of course.
Yeah, we can do
But
that. So let's go back again to here. Uh,
because I definitely feel like Freda should be able to. We thought Freda was solidly ahead, and there wasn't too much going on in the position. So we're hoping to win this one and drawing the match,
Yes, we could
which
check.
would be a success for us, I
This
guess.
is around where we left, and we thought like Black should be maybe at least 10 points ahead.
And fix the commie.
Oh.
And then it's 10 points ahead. Who? Someone in chat said 10 points ahead for Black. Who was
Yeah,
that?
that was Mocha Sushi, which
Some
I think is
genius.
Victor. I think, right? I believe. So
Damberg?
I believe so. I mean,
Oh,
can
cool.
confirm or deny. Maybe
Maybe
it's
he
a secret
used.
identity.
Oh, hey man. Also, he might be using AI, or he's a mad genius of positional analysis, which both are equally likely, I think.
So yeah, so 10 points should be easy win for Freda. We're hoping. Should we? I
I
feel like
think we should
it's
turn it off when we
yeah,
watch and sometimes go back if we want to.
yeah. So
Because what
let's.
we need to watch out for, I guess, because you did point out that I thought I pointed out that White could, maybe not now, but before at least, because they played some stuff on the top, right?
Mm,
Where Black managed to capture a stone, so he probably just secured the middle. Um, just got lucky when counting. That happens to me sometimes too. It's a rare occasion. Um, but so if it's 10 points, and you kind of always have to be worried about where could that come from, right? And it seems as though the center was the area it could come from.
mm.
And it feels like Black took care of it reasonably. Because before we had this idea of maybe walking out, and we also had some ideas of O10, some pipe dream. But okay. So, and White started a code, that was smart. And gain profit on the top. So what does it say now? Because it feels like Black has been playing passive. Yeah, but he only lost a few.
So now this move is kind of punishing the weird placement of e6 a bit. um,
Yeah. This reminds me of you have this shape. I get it quite a bit when you play like the Kosumi, like the Shusaku Kosumi in
mm.
the beginning, and you play the two space extension, you can play this sort of shape, and you have this weakness, but then you bump and there's a trade sequence.
Wait, let's just take the opportunity to use our demo board.
Yeah,
You're saying that
which is
in
kind of
this
interesting. Which I like. Yeah,
this kind of thing.
and here you sort of do a trade, right? So you play the shape point as black, but then you play this weird bump for white.
Here?
Yeah, this one. Yeah, and black takes the stone generally, and then you can play this one, yeah, and black answers, and you extend, and black answers, and you probably extend again, and black maybe answers like a jump or something. Hello, Charlie, good job. And then you can play Atari in the corner and play the tigers. And if black plays, you can extend one more even. And then later on, you have this Aji of playing Anna underneath. Like you're not playing it now, but uh, like usually black play gets some to sort of pincer this stone out. But if black wants to keep it, then you have an annoying fight once you've gotten strong.
Hmm.
So it reminds me of this shape.
Yeah. Okay.
But
So this one can come up. Uh,
yeah, but in the game, then it's just there's nothing like that.
yeah. I guess it's not such a bad shape for white. It's just fun to make fun of e6s
But
since it
we
was
can
the
get
first.
cut, which is sort of annoying.
But it was just a co-threat now. So
Yeah,
da, da. So let's see. At this
little bit
point,
lucky.
so this is how black wins the ko. That's interesting, right? Like black doesn't take the ko, black pushes. And this also wins the ko because now white takes here. Slightly better order, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Because now you have the follow-up of, yeah, whatever. It's a very small point. So now white is threatening again. Wait, what happened there actually? Like white plays this as a co-threat. But still, black wins the ko, still apparently white cannot go for the cuts. Because I guess you just come out here and you're safe enough. So
No, what if
now,
you not? What if you no? What if you play the other one?
oh, you can even do this? Yeah.
Well, maybe white can cut and threaten to take three stones in a ladder. In a ladder.
Yeah,
No,
so
you don't push out. Like you cut first. Down to the left, yeah. And now you can sneak out actually, because black has to come back, and then you can Atari, and then you can push, and then you have Atari, Atari, Atari.
So, but this is still working for black, right?
But white just leaves.
Yeah, but I think that's not good enough for white. White wanted some
Yeah,
bloods.
exactly. But even in the other variation, because black played this outside Tanuki when white took points, black just is kind of connected. But no, slightly more. No, I'm not worried, right? Because black can play this and then you can connect if you want to.
Yeah, you
But
don't have
white's
to
timing
connect.
that's yeah, you sort of yeah, but white's trying to make points, so maybe it's okay.
White got some good center. Let's quickly take stock of score. Still the same.
Yeah, it feels like black played solidly and and safely. I really trust Freda to take this one home.
So this we're caught up again. Let's go back to the live board where we can see their clocks. Um, and I guess we'll just recap what we missed.
Oh, he has 10 seconds for 14 moves. Go to the live. He needs to
Okay.
play more than one move a second.
Okay, that's rough. I mean, that's one like very clear indication that White is probably knows that he's worse in the position, right? If he's used that much of the clock.
And and he has to live with this group. We can also point out. So it's not easy to not pay something with 12 moves. I think he's gonna lose some time. It's not easy to play this quickly.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible. He's gonna lose some time.
Yeah, maybe if you had some like time Sujis you could play, but as it is, he has to actually think about. Even if this is
Yeah,
like an easy life, he would have to figure out like which order Charlie's playing the forcing moves in. Sorry, Freda is playing the forcing moves
Freda.
in.
But also Freda could just decide to play a random like T13.
Yeah.
Like you get my point, and then it's like should you like use it random? So I'm not. I don't think Freda will. He will just
Yeah.
because he's probably head on the board, right?
Yeah.
Looks dead.
This is one of the
Um,
reasons that I don't like this Canadian Biomi. I think this is a stupid way to end a game that someone is forced to lose on time this way, or just like play bad enough moves to make the game lost.
but I do think that yeah, I agree with you. I just like Canadian Biome. I think it's because of analog clocks, basically, and it's a relic from that. But
Yeah.
I think White has to co for life, maybe if Black plays Pete here, like if Black plays F9.
Yeah. Then okay, so D11 is a co to connect. And if what if Black plays like D11 now? Do you have a second eye?
But then you can live with the G9,
And then F9?
and then you can either
Oh, okay, I see, I see.
if you play F9, then you Atari, and then it's double Atari with three stones.
Yep. Okay.
So I think that Black
So
will take that away, probably
yeah,
with something like F9, and then you have to play a code to connect.
yeah.
Cal always likes to play in time trouble on purpose.
Oh, so
Maybe not
this.
this heavy of a time pressure, maybe. I think that's a bit excessive. Okay. He has 4 seconds for 10 moves. Yikes.
It looks rough.
It's he's live, but he's gonna lose some time. There's no he's losing on time. Check the score estimator. It would be so sad if he somehow turned the game around and lost on time. I
Well, the
don't think he
score
did.
estimator is not the way to find out that information, I guess. Oh, he
He won
resigned.
by well, it's impressive to manage to resign with that little time on the clock.
Mm,
A 7 down resign.
yeah. Well, it's
Okay.
the timeout is sad, but of course the reason he was so low is because he knew he was losing. So it's like
Yeah.
it's not like unrelated to what happened on the board. So that
I
makes it
think if
slightly more.
white I think white wins if nothing
Oh,
dies.
really? Okay, then we should.
Yeah, it is a co.
Yeah, so that's the point. Maybe
Uh,
that's Freda was spending some time thinking about like to play the core or not. Maybe.
it would be interesting. We should see how it came about, but I also want to see in the final position what does the AI think?
What should we do first?
Because it
Final
would
position or?
I think final position because I want to see if Charlie's well, right or wrong. Yeah, black plus 50, but it says that it's dead. So
It's just because white can't win the code, then I guess. So
yeah,
you can connect here, but it's very like, let's say even can we maybe pretend white can win the code
give
somehow?
black give black a pretty useless code threat. Like just give black
Like just
M3 connection as a code threat.
I just play B18 for
Like
black, and then even
yeah,
even here, like it's still lost by a lot. So it's not just about the co. At this point, it's yeah. So it went from at some point here it was just 10 points, and then probably he tried to make the last ditch effort and didn't work out.
yeah,
So that was okay. So they're all done, and 2-2 is the final result, right?
yeah. I think so.
So we are not too unhappy with this. I think it's kind of. I think we like we said we were pretty even on all boards tonight. So maybe it's kind of on both sides. Like not
Yeah,
great, not
Tigger
terrible
lost
result.
something.
Yeah.
Should we? Can we check in Tigger's game before he got caught up and died? Like, can we check that with AI? I'm interested in that with AI. Like around here, just the AI and also during because I think it was very even. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
during this, even like could he live and so on? You want to check? I kind of want to check.
Yeah. Let's go through some moves here. But okay, it's going to be a distraction, that thing on the top, which it really wants both sides to do. Um, it was too much. So here he wants to do this one.
Yeah, because white doesn't need to
Huh.
have everything, I guess.
What?
Yeah, so it's a squeeze, right?
Black kills these stones.
Yeah,
But okay, white is still happy like this. White still came in.
white gets something.
Yeah.
Surely H5 was just too much. Looked like an insane overplay.
Yeah, so let's in the game
Yeah,
instead.
exactly. H5 was it maybe or that's what I want to see. Like, was it insane?
Okay, somehow now I got it wrong. I need to download the SGF again.
Well, thanks for the raid.
Oh, hello everyone. That's really unfortunate timing because all the games are over. But you can join us for the final review. Yeah, thank you to Mike for the raid.
Should fix the cameos.
Okay, so we were here, and White played this, which was a big mistake apparently. And yeah, but like anyway, so H5 is too much, but anyways, it's kind of difficult here.
Yeah.
It's already quite bad for White because then you do get cut off. So this was playing H5.
Yeah,
it's just dead. Like I was going to say like, oh, you have some fighting chance, but I guess it is just too much. Like it's too strong in the center. So that's too bad. But I think it's cool that like this sequence, which I found really dubious, was actually not too bad in itself. Like it was a mistake to jumping here was a mistake. So that lost some points. But even with that, at the end of the sequence, white is it's kind of evenish.
And black was too late to come back and live. Because it's the thing here, right? Like at some point it becomes worth it because it's super big. Even though
Yeah, but it was
the
hard to.
keeping is Yeah, it was
Yeah,
fine.
you could do it here, but
Slightly too late. Slightly too late.
yeah.
But not there was no big mistakes. Even not playing Q3 was not a big mistake.
Hmm.
But it is a trade, right? Because of course black is not supposed to die in the corner when you do this. This is not how it's supposed to happen. He's supposed to have points and remove the left side. But white
Well,
is supposed to have a position on the bottom. So
yeah, but black can be happy to die in the corner in some variation like this, right? Like this is
yeah, with something in return, something very nice in return,
yeah. Like for
which you
instance,
got.
let's say you get like this and you yeah. Now I think,
Oh yeah,
black is still
now we're
very happy.
super happy,
Yeah.
super happy.
Oh wow,
But if
this
you remove the corner dying,
check
then
out.
of course you wouldn't like this as you wouldn't like this as as white, like white on the bottom. You paid a lot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If you ignore the fact that the corner dies, this crawling is bad for white.
Charlie asked why
I
jumping
jump
is a
a
mistake.
mistake.
So
I think it's because of liberties.
white can push to live. So white can push and then kill the corner, and that's I guess slightly less painful than pushing and allowing this really bad shape on the lower side, which like a little bit later, I mean now there were some other mistakes, but just to exemplify, when was it? Let's just
Like
say
here,
black turns here right now.
or push first the K1.
Yeah. But just the lack of eye shape down here seems like it's going to haunt white later. So I think that's our made up reason for why like pushing here, keeping the eye space along the side seems to be more important than getting ahead like in the sort of running battle. Hmm.
That is what we think.
Let's see, was there anything more we want to check? In either of the games? Does anyone in chat have like some question from one of the games that because now we were jumping back and forth a lot. I sort of lost track of, was there anything we wanted to get back to? I'm not sure.
I would be interested in what you thought. How was your game? Sure, Tiger, I think your game was very interesting, but you died in the middle. That was
I think he knows that.
we just talked about it
Yeah.
until it was super interesting. We have been talking about this crawling and how it was sort of okay for both. Strangely,
Yeah. So we were just saying like at this point, it's like even still. So yeah, even here before white ice in the center.
were you worried about when Black played the Q9 or yeah Q9 Tiger? Were you worried about Q3? Because I wanted to play Q3 as Black, and you played Q3, but it's such an annoying squeeze, right? Were you worried about this? Yeah. Would you have answered? I guess you have to answer.
Hello,
Hey,
Freda.
Freda.
Well
I
played.
guess what we could do, if anyone wants to talk about their games a bit, we could do that. I don't know if you. It's getting late, also, of course, and people are probably tired.
Yeah, I mean, if someone wants to jump in for a quick post-mortem, Freda or Tiger or Charlie or all of you, um, we can get you into the Discord call.
And good job, Freda, on your game.
Yeah, and good job everyone.
Was
Also Tiger,
necessary.
like you, despite the loss, it was well fought. Um,
It was indeed like the. It was very interesting. Like, how did you feel about this sequence, Tiger, with the with this crawling and this corner trade? Were you happy about it, or okay? I'll see if I can invite Freda. Can you invite to call easily? Let's see. I guess we need to like go to some some um, some server maybe.
We can't just send them in here. We need to.
I don't know. Maybe we can, but
But can you create?
should be able to. It feels like a thing you should be able to. Let me check.
You figure that out.
I'm trying my best. Does anyone know?
I think
I
that's
can
possible,
show
Freda.
members.
Doing it via phone should be fine. We just need to figure out how we're adding you. Do you have Freda in your like contacts on Discord?
Yes.
Then I think you should be able to just like start a group DM or something
I'm
like
right
that.
clicking. It's like invite to server I can do, and I can mute him. But I don't want to do either of those things. Okay.
If you above your friend list, you press the little plus and you to create DM, and you can check multiple friends. Maybe why am I not doing
doing
this?
that.
I don't know. Oh, I'm not doing it because I don't have Fred.
I accidentally blocked him. This is going well. Okay. Don't tell me like this. Now I started some group, I think. At least I tried to. I don't see the group though. Let's try again.
Maybe I can.
Where does it even end up? This is weird. Should we just, or is that, it doesn't, it makes sense like if you don't need my face, so we can just join maybe a server.
We can also do that. Can you? We can do it in the. This is again where I need to be re-added to the Discord. Can you just invite me to that one, Anton?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so
Thank you for your patience, guys. We're figuring it out.
So we talked about this earlier, right? I invited you.
I am here now.
um, uh,
Okay, so should we? Okay.
hey, is it working?
Hello, hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Finally.
Can you hear me?
We do.
Yeah, I can hear you, but low, kind of silently.
I can. You can right click on Fred and raise his volume on your own end.
Should I join some demo board or something?
Yeah, maybe we should do. I was thinking if I upload it to OGS, or maybe.
You can make an OGS review if you want, Freda, and we can just join it. Maybe.
Yeah, so I need to upload SGF somehow.
Or
Okay.
Anton can do it and give you.
I will.
Maybe it's easy.
I will do it. We'll see who finishes first.
Okay, challenge accepted.
I'm not used to doing this.
Me neither.
Let's see.
Demo board.
Because I think.
I don't know how to upload SGF.
Yeah, demo, but that's not what we want. But if we go to SGF library, we can upload, but then I don't know if we get reviews. Didn't you do this before, Anton? Do you know?
Yeah, I can do this, I guess.
SGF library. Oh, here, upload. I found it.
Yeah, okay, I think I found it now. But now the question is if...
Okay, I was first.
But I also did it. Okay, but you just send the link wherever you...
The first one who succeeds to do it, just invite.
Yeah. I sent it in the Facebook group.
We have so many different... Okay, over to Facebook.
So many ways.
Uh-huh.
I think we have room for improvement on the production value.
And just a little bit.
So
it's
terrible,
almost perfect.
But it's not really our fault. all of it, because Pandanet you can't do reviews, which is so stupid.
Okay, so now we are actually here. I just need to... There we go.
Is this an actual review of the game? So if you make move changes, Charlie or Freda, can you try to do that?
Yeah.
I
I
think...
don't really
Easy.
see anything. No.
Oh, I think you
So you
should click review this game on the right.
Ah. Okay. So you need to come to a different.
Yes.
Yeah. No.
And now we see
There
what
we
you're doing.
go. Great.
All right. So he started the game off with a misclick, and he didn't want to undo. So
You think? Oh, he said
No,
it
he
was
Did he
wrote.
tell you?
He said it, yeah. And I asked him if we should like restart the game, but he said, never mind.
We were talking so much about how his strategy playing this move against you. Okay.
I didn't know it first. So like when he played it, I was like, okay, I played 3-3. That seems good. But then I saw that he wrote that he made a misclick, so I was like, oops. But yeah. I pressed like undo on Panel, but I don't know if that button works. So anyway, we played on. And then yeah, the lower right is quite a common Joseki these days. And I could also just play away.
You played away before you played 06. Is that common? Because I see a lot of wedge and attach on 06, but is this common?
Yeah. You mean I should play this immediately?
I'm not saying you should. I'm asking if it's because it's most of the time half a Yoseki, so Yoseki also, I guess.
Yeah, I was not sure. I just know that playing a 3-3 against a 5-3 is like good. So I thought I just play there. I mean, I didn't really think in the opening. It's just he has a 5-3 stone, so I played 3-3. It's natural, I think. I just wanted to see how he answers. For example, I know like Black should play like this in upper left. Like 2 is a kind of AI move to fork the sequence. So but normally Black would like to play like this, but AI suggests this move 5 for white.
Wow.
And this is slightly better for white compared to playing here immediately. So that's why AI changed the order and play here first. Because if white go down, then black is quite comfortable. Actually, I was preparing a little bit for this against Oscar in EGC because he played only 5-3 and 5-4 the whole tournament. So it's quite similar. Like if he has 5-4, then it's just the other way, right? It's the same sequence. It's just to the different side. So that's why I was just wanting to play this because I think it's slightly better for black. So if it goes like this. If it goes like this, I'm not sure that I necessarily want to exchange in lower right. Maybe I just want to. I mean, black can also play something like this to keep it more balanced. So, I mean, that was like kind of the idea to see what happens in upper left first and then move towards lower right. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, of course. No, it's clear. I'm shutting up to let you proceed.
No, it's good with questions. It should be more interactive. It should not be like a
Because we
lecture.
talked about some things during the game. So,
Yeah.
like, if you don't have anything to say, you you peeped later at, or like you played Q10, right? And
Yeah, we can
sort
come
of
to that.
aimed. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember this. Like, I used to play with Palbalog. I haven't played with him for like 6 or 7 years, but like 10 years ago, we used to play like hundreds of KGS games against each other. And I remember he really liked to play like this. And if like push, he could wedge here. So I was kind of expecting something similar back like our games 10 years ago. But then he changed it, and now I had no clue how to play here. I just thought if I jump out here, so this is the only thing I read basically, that this doesn't seem working for me because it's a ladder, right? So I read one variation here. So I disregarded this move, so I thought, okay, then it has to be this. Then I cut, and for some moment I thought if I should fight here, but it seemed a bit... I mean, normally black would like to play something like this, but this corner didn't seem all that healthy to me.
Yeah.
So I rejected this variation and thought, how bad can it be to die in a ladder, right? It cannot be that bad.
Yeah.
And then lower right, actually, always when I'm cooking, I usually watch some Baduk video on my phone, Baduk Doctor video on my phone while cooking. If you guys know about him, he's really strong. He was not a teacher when I was in Korea, but he lived in Blackie's house for like a few months before he moved to Hong Kong. So we lived in the same accommodation. And it's got quite a funny story about him that once when we were in Biba, Ali played with him, and his name is Park Young-un, but there's also the Korean pro Park Young-hun, right? He's 9 pro. He was like one of the top pros when we were in Korea. So Diana introduced Park Young-un, but I talked to Ali and was like, yeah, this guy is super strong, he should take 2 stones handicap. And Ali thought he's a super strong 9p. So when he won with 2 stones, he was so happy. And then he was like, no, it's not Park Young-hun, it's Park Young-un. There's like, no. But anyway, that guy is crazy strong. So in one of his videos, I think I saw it yesterday.
Beats pros in games on Fox, right? Regularly.
Yeah, he's like super good scorer as 9 down on Fox. It's like, I guess, low tier pro strength, I would guess. Like, he would win games as a professional, so I think he's pro level, but he's not one of the top ones, but he's pro level for sure. So he's strong. So in that game, he was playing this as he was white, but the upper right. So if you reverse the color, so lower right is white, but upper right was also white. And Katago, when he reviewed the game with Katago after, it showed that this sequence is good for white, or in this case black, when upper right is black, because this pincer becomes quite a good extension. So this Joseki is normally it's seen like, so in that game when he played, it was something like, so this one would be slightly good for white, because upper left is a white stone, so it should be a black stone normally. So for the direction play. So I was just going based off that probably this is a good sequence when I have upper right.
Yeah.
So that was the thought process here.
Otherwise, if you don't have that stone, would you prefer to play something like, would you play P7 like once, or to keep playing from it rather than peeping? Like if you didn't have the follow up or the support in the top right corner. Like if the top right was white.
If it was white, normally you peep here. I mean, it depends a little bit, because if this was a Moyo, sometimes you might play something like this. Or, I mean, it very much depends if you want some. I mean, black would very much like to play this, so you basically threaten any sequence like that with playing a stone on the right side. So it's just, if you can make some exchange with white to make a base, where would you like the stone to make your base, basically? That's my understanding. If that makes sense. So I don't think there's like a set move. It's just if right side were a white Moyo, how would you like to invade it? So I think it would very much depends on the local position. So I think like
Between
anything.
Anton and Anton, I now know which one is my favorite commentator. I don't know what that means,
No,
but I hope it's Anton.
it's just the standard.
Or maybe it's
There are two
Fredda,
Antos
actually.
joke. I think it's Fredda.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this felt nice. Now white is a little bit narrow. But
Were you worried about getting pincered here and attacked? I think I know the answer, but
No.
no, after
this.
white answer.
Yeah. I was thinking if I should play something like this instead.
I wanted to play R14 because I would have been worried about getting pincered.
Yeah, I think that makes sense also. I wasn't sure which direction was better. I thought like if you enter something like this, then I can try to just treat it more lightly.
Yeah, because now white already spent Q8.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought if we can go like I hadn't decided on this, but I thought because there's also maybe some connection to the ladder, and or
How much
I
are
also
you
thought
thinking about? I'm sorry.
I thought the upper side is wide, like this side is also wide. Like later if white gets this, then it might become like I don't know. Can we put some markers on OGS?
Yeah,
Like I
should.
thought, yeah, that the Moyo might become a little bit. White might be able to make like connect lower right group to upper side and to upper left somehow.
Yeah. How much
But
are you
probably
thinking
not.
about?
Yeah.
Sorry, I keep interrupting you.
No, it's fine.
I was sort of thinking about how much are you thinking about getting like sort of paths out for some, because it seems like white is eventually gonna try to make a very big center or a moyo that extends to the center, and you want to have stones to, you want to have friends to run to in some sense. Like, how
Yeah,
much are you thinking about not giving white too big of a center? Like at this point, are you thinking about it here, or are you just playing like what looks like natural
mm,
moves?
yeah. I just play what I think looks comfortable mostly, like what I'm comfortable with playing, because I think all moves are kind of equal. Like I don't think there's any difference between these two moves in terms of like AI evaluation. We're talking like 0.1 point, I think, here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just kind of going with your feeling. I think most important is not spending too much time here, because I don't think this decision matters at all. So I want to save my time for decisions that actually matter in the game. So here I just play, but my first feeling basically. So I just felt like playing as I played here.
Mm.
I'm not really spending any time. Um, Here I briefly thought about playing here, and I think it might be better, but it felt a bit passive. But I think in retrospect this might be better, because if he enters the corner, I don't think I mind, right?
It's hard for white to make a center if you get the outside there.
Yeah, and I think I can afford to pay some territory. I also get some potential, right? And if you ever reduce me, then his potential is also gone.
Are you worried at
Um,
all to get like attacked on a larger scale? Like now you add a move, so you sort of have to save those. While maybe at some point Q10 could have been thrown away.
yeah,
Maybe it's possible.
yeah. So basically, I need to run out here, right? But I think if I just jump out, and this shape is quite, comf I mean, there is some edge of this cut, right? So it's not that easy for white to attack, and if black ever gets to play here, he's kind of alive also. And
Mm.
then there's also this shape point, like, I mean, at some point later. This group is not that, it might become flexible later. Like,
But did you feel the game
Mm.
position was, because you also looked pretty comfortable in the game?
yeah, I felt that this move was quite good for white, because normally, like if it was like this, normally I would like to play the vital point back
Mm.
here.
So were you
I think,
regretting playing N17 instead of O17?
yeah, that might be better if I'm going to play like the game. So this, if we play something like this, I guess it's fine also for black, right? So I think if I'm going to play like the game, it probably would have been at least easier for me to play like this, to control. So here I felt like I'm losing a bit of control of the game. Like these stones, like if I was playing against an AI, I would think I would collapse immediately here, because black is very thin. And it's not that easy to fix. Like this obviously looks like the point black wants to play, but at the same time, because black is thin in the upper right, like this at any point is center. Of course, if I can force white to make this exchange, I'm quite happy, but it's also one move. And an idea is to play a 1 or 2 space jump instead of N17 to balance the thickness of it. Yeah, something like this is also fine. Yeah. So I think in a game, like, I didn't feel that comfortable here. Here I really wanted to play here, but I thought this might be very painful.
We thought, or at least I thought you seemed very comfortable in
Yeah,
the game.
we both said we would take
Um,
black. Like we thought you had only one weak group to think about.
And you also played away a couple of times, right? Somehow.
Oh, yeah. Like those playing away is like I felt I need to play away. I don't think like it's that good here. Like in terms
Because
of
we thought White had to get a pretty severe attack in.
yeah, I also think so. But White might get a pretty severe attack in also, right? It's
Yeah,
not.
I guess that's
I
gonna
guess
happen.
the point where you played
But now
B12
you
is
played
the
B12.
yeah. So there you really felt that you had to do something about the left hand. You can't.
Because I didn't find any good move. Like I wanted to play here, but I felt like it looks a bit stupid to play here also. Like this was my feeling for the shape. Like this feels like the shape point, right?
I
It
feel a
fixes
lot more
black shape.
comfortable with my group as black if I play this.
Yeah, but it's not taking any points, right? And
No.
it's not. I mean, later there is still some problems here, right? Kind of. Or I can remove some ice later or something. So it's not like this group is alive with one move.
Yep.
And it's not also this follow up is not that amazing. Like
Yeah, that's
If you get to
nothing.
play moves like L11, like L8, and then like eventually White is not completely alive on his bottom right. Like of course you can't attack it necessarily, but
yeah,
White cannot neglect it completely while trying to attack you, because then you can maybe attack it. Is that a
yeah,
thing?
yeah. But at the same time, if white is like asking you to prove the attack like this, suddenly the left side looks very big, right?
Yeah, and now B12,
Yeah.
which just kills everything.
Yeah. I mean, you still might be able to invade, but
Harder.
then you have a weak group on the left side, you have a weak group on the right side. I mean, it's getting messy. If I knew like a good move to fix the shape here, then I would. I would spend a move if I like had a really move that I was satisfied with. But I didn't see like any move that I felt satisfied with, so I was like, okay, let's see if I die. If I die, I died. I resigned. But I didn't. I rather die than playing a bad move. Because it's in a way like if I'm starting to play moves that I don't feel comfortable with, I think I might also start playing worse because you get a bad feeling about the game. And it's also more difficult.
Did you expect White to respond to B12, or were you sure he was gonna start attacking you severely and you would have to deal? No.
I thought he would start attacking because if he answers, like he might get very busy, right? He might never get a chance to attack.
Yeah, I feel very proud of me and Anton because we also thought that he would start attacking right away instead of responding to your peep, and he did.
Yeah, I think
So
he
maybe
kind
we're
of.
not Q players.
No, you're not. Yeah, I think he needed to start the attack, and these moves were kind of expected. I think this move was maybe a mistake. I was expecting that he plays push here. Then I kind of need to play here. Then he can peep here. And then if he wants, he can play here, I guess. This looks more painful for black, at least.
I guess I was gonna say you can maybe play Q11, but the point is like
I can play, but this is
you
got
can't capture it and get an eye, right? That's the thing.
yeah, and he will
Like you
cut here.
capture it without getting an eye.
Yeah, so this is nothing, and this one he can always answer here. So actually, it's not.
That's annoying.
Yeah, but
It's annoyingly bad shape for black.
Yeah,
Sort of.
and you kind of want to answer this move at some point. Like, if I can get this, then like if you ever have to exchange something like this and then play the corner, like you pay 9 for only getting 6, which is worth basically nothing, right? So
Yeah.
you want to avoid playing moves on the right side. You want to first escape to the center. Like maybe you can try to, I don't know, live with some move like this later, but yes, I think he played something wrong with his attack. I think this move was like, of course, he's hoping for me to just connect, but I need to fight back a bit, right? So if he push down here, then I can connect here. Then he kind of pushing here or jumping here is kind of Miai. And if this group grows larger, then naturally it will just be kind of making eyes, right? It's hard to kill this kind of group. And I think White still needs to kind of come back here, like. So I think when I got to play this move, I felt that I'm slightly better. Like this is the first time I'm starting to feel a little bit good about the game.
Because in the end, it felt, at least to me, like, yes, White got S14 as
Yeah.
profit and R11P whenever he wanted later, but not much more. And you got to like settle your group and even got sort of a position towards the center.
Yeah,
So in the
because
end, it
this.
felt like White sort of quote unquote failed to attack severely enough.
Yeah, because this shape here is too bad. Like he cannot really cut here. I mean, first of all, there's this problem, right? If White play here, then White's position kind of crumbles, and here there's of course the cutting point. So to this he always has to answer here. This kind of cut, I mean, we saw it in the game that there is some kind of geta here, right? So he kind of needs to honey here to hold it. But if it ever enters like this, he's kind of forced to kill, and you don't really want to be forced to kill like this because White shapes are so bad everywhere. So I think to this he can almost never cut here anymore. So I think White already failed when Black has this move. Because like he captured 2 stones, but they're not really worth anything, right? And also this move is kind of center, so I think he failed with this like sequence here. So this move kind of forces him to enter the sequence. So I think that's why he fell a bit behind. And then I think this move was slightly off.
Cashing in too soon, or
Yeah, like even if I answer, I don't think White really gains. Because the best Black can do here, anyway, locally, is to exchange these, right? There's not really anything else Black can do.
yeah, I guess.
So I was expecting him to play like this to put some pressure on my group and looking at upright, or that he perhaps starts with seeing what's happening up here.
So when did you start feeling like really comfortable about the game? Because later on it seemed like you were relatively comfortably ahead and sort of playing it sort of.
I never really felt that confident. Like I thought I'm always better, but I didn't know by how much. I think this one was a bit slack. Like I had to fix upper right. I knew that, but I didn't know how to. So I decided, like once again, like I didn't know how to play in the center, so I played B12, and I didn't know how to fix up right, so I also played away. Because normally it's this move, right? But if we have to count on 3 to kill, then this shape is already. You don't really want to kill like this, right? Because there is some problems in the shape here. Like, I don't know, later there can be some like semi-eye or something. So this one is a bit scary. And if you block here, then later there is still some agi, right? So I felt uncomfortable with answering 2. And then I thought that this move kind of solves all problems. Because this I can answer here now, right? And this is that shape, kind of.
Yep.
This is kind of that shape. But I thought that later this kind of thing with the ig in upper right might at some point get annoying. But looking at it now, I have this one, right? I can play this. He cannot go down because I can play this, so he would have to take. Actually, it's nothing spectacular, but he could give like this, which probably is fine for black. But I was in my own head a little bit about that. There's still this corner is not that clean yet.
But isn't it super nice to play h10 also? It
H10
just
is really
feels like
big, right?
you remove all potential for white, sort of. Feels like.
Yeah, but
I
it's
guess
very like comparing it in points. Like in the game, white lives here with. So the shape is like this in the actual game, right? So white has 7 points, and black is reduced to like not what black is not 100% alive, but let's say black is like 6. So it's actually like equal territory on the top here, right? And here black has like at least more than 15 points here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this move is of course very big, but is it worth like 15 points? So I mean,
I would rather have that move than 15 points. It's so nice.
Yeah, I'm also leaning towards that move actually, but yeah, I take the point
Yeah.
that upper right is very, very big.
Yeah, it feels nice to play this kind of move, but it's the kind of move that you will see your score drop a lot with AI, I think. But it's not like it will be a bad move, of course, because it's also big value, but it will not be the best move. And I kind of knew that when I played, but I didn't know like the best move upper right. And I would hate that I play a move here, and then I still have problems, and that I couldn't bear. So I thought, okay, let's see what he does and manage. So here there is some reading involved because I was debating between these two moves. And here you kind of need to be careful about that white is hoping for this variation later to cut, but black has this variation for now. So you can give up one stone, but black connects everything quite nicely and is alive. And it's quite similar if white starts here. Then we wouldn't cut here because this would be a collapse, but we would block here. And this is kind of alive, right? It's hard to kill like this. Kind of impossible to kill. But there is some agi, right? So it's not that big. So this is important to keep in mind that there is some agi here. So this one I thought was a very big mistake because it's obviously aiming.
What is the? Yeah, I guess you're showing now, like pulling out status of this.
Yeah. So there is like, I mean, he would hope for some variation like this, right? That would be
nice for what?
Yeah. So that's what he was going for with this move, I guess. But I think in the worst case that this doesn't work, it's not like would be a disaster for black because black can. But I think it holds.
How about the other way to go out? We were looking at like if white h11 and then jump to
in a more crude way. Yeah, and jump.
the other jump.
The other jump.
Oh yeah.
You can cut anyways, I guess was our thinking.
Yeah, there is some agi here, for sure. So at this point, maybe black will be flexible.
It would be nice to force you to come back and play K10, I guess. But in this case, you're happy to play 2 and 4.
I mean, you would Atari for 3, I guess. Maybe.
True. So you would play like this. So it's Ageta here, right? So, but
okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so there is some potential.
And here I have a question. Like, if you do this, like if white managed to, because in the variation you showed, for example, black doesn't necessarily have ice yet. Like, it's not completely aligned. Are
Yeah.
you worried ever about? I haven't read on it, but O11 and like sort
Oh,
of removing ice. Or do you have
not
ice still on the bottom? Like, of course, you don't want to play this if you don't
yeah.
like you use this
No,
to kill remove ice, but
yeah. No, I'm not really because it's a Panuke in the center, escape path here, escape path here, so
yeah, in
no.
this exact.
I'll
But
tell it
like, if
here.
white manages to pull out in a more successful way, then
I think this is the best I can do, like what you guys suggested.
yeah, and that's why we
Actually,
thought.
I didn't even think about this in the game, to be honest. I thought he's captured.
Yeah, haha, I saw it and
Yeah,
pointed it out. But the problem is, I guess, white still can't cut. Like, so it does protect the cut. So white cannot cut and do this. Of course, that's the
yeah,
most closure shape anyone has ever played.
yeah.
I was
I don't
talking
think.
about it in the review, like in the commentary, that if white pulls this out successfully, like the version you showed, black
Mm,
gets really spread
yeah,
out. But if you manage to pull it out,
mm,
then it's a bit of a problem.
yeah. So something like this might be playable, yeah. And then maybe something out up here. And does black need a move?
I don't know.
Yeah. I
White would
think
play N18, I guess.
that black plays away, white plays here, black play here. This looks pretty dead, yeah. So black will need to add a move.
Uh, what if N18 then N19? Is that my hallucinating?
Um, at what point? Right, let's see. So white has this, right?
Yeah, white
That
already
was
has
right.
this, and then
This.
is this not already a
That-
Seki?
That's a sick, yeah.
If you
Okay, seems like it's Seki then. But center Seki would be quite big on points at least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there is some edge at least. So yeah, I think if that works, you should do it. Yeah. So at least this one loses a lot because if it's the same sequence, then we can see that it's clear bad because all the edge in the last. I mean, J16 has no purpose, right?
Yep. Yeah, so he was playing
Right.
J16 hoping for making
Yeah,
J12.
I think he was very low on time, and I think he was like searching
yeah,
for.
he was almost losing on time here. I remember.
Yeah. So I don't think Black was too much ahead at this point. I think Black was up like 5-6 points, was my estimates, but not more.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Because I think Black paid a lot in upper right for Black got some thickness with his groups, but in terms of points, it's not like Black has that much. White still has some center, some left side, upper right, some commie. So Black cannot be that ahead, I think.
It seems to be 10 points around now.
Yeah, I think after this
I
exchange,
thought it was like
point.
something like 20 points, and then white gets some attack.
I don't think
Or
it
like
can never be 20 points because how much does Black even have? Like lower right is 20, lower left is like 5, so 25. Upper left is like 8. So let's say 15 on the left side, lower side, let's say let's say like 35 in total. Then like 5 on the top, 40, and like some extra in the center. So it's like Black can maybe make 50, I think. That was my estimate. And it's like, how can it be 20 points if Black only has 50? It's too much because Com is already 6. Then upper left will be like
White
this.
needs 45, but where does White have 45?
Yeah,
Where
but
does
White doesn't have
20 at all?
45. But White is like right side, let's say 10 plus 5 in the center, so like 15. And there are some hidden points, like left side is another 5. And some points like if we look in the actual game, White, when you're thick, like you have some Panuki, White makes like 5 in this area, right? So White makes some points here, and White makes some points here, and some points here, some points here. So there are always some like hidden thickness points you need to account for. Like White can make more than the upper right is 8, but White can make like some points on the right side, right? Like if we imagine that this is center and this is center, and he connects like this, then all of a sudden right side is more than 20 Komi, and 5 in the middle, 25. Komi is like 31, then like 6, 7 on the left. So I think White can make around, like, my guess was 43, 44, pushing 45, and Black can make like 50. So my estimate was like 5 points. Because I was also not sure like exactly how things were going to play out here with moves like this, and I thought he's dead in Geta, but I thought there is some Aji with moves like this, and everything around here is center, and everything here is center, so Black cannot really expect much on the bottom. I mean, when you're playing, you're always a bit more uncertain also. Like, you see ghosts everywhere. So here you made something. So I think this Honey Connect because there is this connection, right?
Ah, we didn't see that. I didn't see that at least.
Here we thought, because of moves like this, at least I thought, that Black is feeling rather comfortable. It's a very, very. If you don't think about the Aji, then it's a very I'm comfortably ahead kind of a move.
Yeah, I wouldn't play it if it's not for the Aji. So when I pushed there, I was searching for the Aji, and that's why I also cut. Like, if he answers here, I wouldn't play like this now. So. Also, you know, I could play like this, I guess, to get it a bit more in center. Maybe this is even better. I'm not sure which is better, Hanik. I think they are similar. Probably it's got either way. But it's also very thick, like it removes a lot of Aji, right? Like, there is still sometimes some. You never know, there might be some. Like, if he has some stone here, it starts somehow some Palco magic. I mean, there might be some, like, some Aji later. So this one is very thick.
Is this like trauma from playing Pavel?
Exactly.
Like
But
it's like the Palco trauma. Like it could be some. Like imagine a stone at 02 and then I don't know.
Yeah.
And then something.
Yeah. But it's very big in terms of endgame also. I think L2 is a little bit slack also, but.
And that's another one that was at least making me think you were feeling very comfortable about the game.
But it's hard to know. Should I play like this? Is this better? It's hard to say. Because later you pay this also, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to say what's better.
But you got Senti here to play 9.
Yeah. So this might be better. For me, it's hard to calculate like these things, at least, especially when you're getting short on time.
Yeah.
This one felt thick because it's also thick towards the center because, as you guys were mentioning, like there are still some Aji with my group in the center. Like he might also play something like this, And at some point, I mean, this group is not 100% alive.
Yep.
So I thought it's good to not give him any power in this area. How bad can L2 be was more my philosophy. Like, I don't think L2 will decide the game, so I just play there. And I thought it's kind of me. Like, if he plays from here, I can play this. And if he plays from here like he did, then... So basically, I thought I'm beginning with a few points, so I didn't want anything to change, more or less. This one is similar, like I'm still looking at my group in the center. Of course, here is better for points. So this one probably still holds. So actually, it's not too bad, but if he plays here now, then it's getting problematic, right? Of course, it's probably good for black anyway, like this. So it depends on the timing. But this is center that I can take, so if he goes out, probably I can just give. And because I'm connected in the center now, right? So I think this is fine, actually. Maybe it's better. But it's very hard to judge when you play, like, what exactly will happen in the center. I'm not 100% sure, so I'm trying to pick the more secure way.
Yeah. K16 feels good.
Yeah. But it loses some points. But it's good. And this is very annoying, because when you fail ahead, like, you're starting to think about all kind of issues here, right? Like this. He push up here, and then he peeps here. And this is already getting scary, right?
Yeah. So now...
Sort of. Okay.
So you
Yeah,
played...
probably have to answer like this, I thought. But then, how much do I give? This is getting very annoying, right? Probably have to give like this then. And suddenly all my points are gone. And this kind of core is very painful to play usually, because if you lose it, suddenly, like, I was a bit worried that he would, in the game, ignore this one. And I'm not sure what happens here.
You just connect... Oh, okay. So you can connect like F4, but then you get cut.
Yeah, I guess he jumps. Or he can cut also. And I would have to live in the corner. And then... Are we starting to get in some trouble here?
Yeah.
And I don't know it. Yeah. Probably this is still good for black, because at least now I have J15, so my center group is alive, right? So probably this should... this one I shouldn't play. Probably I should just extend, right? So I think it's probably fine for black, but when you feel like you're winning, you're worried that things start changing.
So what was the game move when you... After he plays K2, I forgot.
I'm gonna jump out the call and get ready to go to bed.
Yeah, you did have to go to H1.
So,
Yeah.
I'll see you guys, and good job on the game, and everyone else, and see you.
See you.
Yeah. Yeah, I protected here.
Yes.
I mean, I was also thinking if I should protect something like this, but it feels so black. Like, I cannot really make myself play this move.
Yeah, even if you're still winning by a few,
yeah,
it doesn't feel good enough. Yeah.
So I had to play the turn this car, I thought, but yeah, when I win the car, I felt happy. Because he gets some payment in the center, but I thought he also lost so much endgame. But actually, I was starting to feel the game is getting a little bit closer when I was counting here.
I think it was still around 10 here or something by the AI
Yeah, I
said.
think I checked with AI later. It was like 7 at here or something. Like it was showing 10, but I played kind of acceptable moves, and the points were just dropping without me making any mistake.
Hmm.
I think here was, I mean, this might have been a mistake. Maybe it was bigger to play on the right side. But then we enter a ko again, right? If I play here, he will, of course, resist because he's losing.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a ko. Or I can play like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which might be fine, but...
Wait, you cannot just connect without the ko with S8 and T9?
Yes.
Wait, what am I saying?
I can
No,
play
I
like
think
this, but it loses points.
right.
I mean, this is the way to connect, but then it's not good enough.
Mm.
So black cannot really be afraid of the ko if he wants to play locally, but it's still a ko, so there's a lot of variance. But probably it's fine to play the ko, I guess. But this one felt very thick. But here, I mean, I was feeling white was starting to catch up here because he made like 5 in the middle. He has like 10 in the center. And then right side, like it's like 20 something, 20 plus 10, so it's 30. And then let's say he makes like 10 on the left, so it's 40. And he can make like 7 on the top, so 47 and coming, so it's about 50 now. And on the bottom, I have like a bit more than 35. Then I have like 10 on the upper left, so 45. And I have like 8 on the top, so like 53, 54. So on points, I think it's quite close now, but it's black to play. So I was saying white makes 10s, but probably white doesn't really make 10 and black make a bit more. So I was counting him, I had like 5 points here.
Yep.
That's my estimate.
Mm.
And I think AI showed if he plays here, I think it was like black 5.5, because I checked after the game to see.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't review the game, but I checked if I was winning or not before this.
Mm-hmm.
So if he finds this move, like, I guess I can still cut. And which one does he play? Maybe this? I attack. So it's still slightly good for black, but I mean, when you count your 5 points ahead, you're confident, but you're not that confident. Like, you still think you might lose it, right? But here I knew I was winning.
Yeah.
So maybe it looked like I was always in control, but when you pull, you see more demons than when you observe.
You know, me and Anton, we just like trust when we see that it's 10 points ahead, we trust that like, oh, Fred, he knows how to convert this. It's not that we would be confident, we just have confidence in you.
Yeah, I wish I had the same confidence in me. Yeah, but that was the game, so it was quite fun. I think like the opening was too good for me, like looking back, because he misclicked like his first move, and I don't think it matters that much to misclick, but I guess it's a bad feeling for him to play like. You don't want to misclick like that, right?
And even if it's just like very slight edge, it seems like that edge carried over.
Yeah.
In your favor.
Yeah, I think here he really felt he needed to do something, so I think he was trying a bit too hard. And he said that this move was a blunder, like he had some oversight with his attire. Maybe he thought it sent them. Because I asked him like why he played 014, because I thought he attached here. I mean, because there is not really a cut right now, like there's this kind of thing, but it's not for sure cut. And white can still probably live here, or if black wants to resist, then. So it's not really any like problem for white for the moment. So that's why I thought he made this exchange, just to play in the corner first. So if we go with the same sequence, he kind of saves a move like this, right? It's not like I can cut here because there is late or something. Yeah, it also this kind of thing. So it's quite thick, so he's not too worried about this. So he should play more active. Yeah. All right.
Okay, thank you so much for the review, and good work on giving us the 2-2.
Yeah, good job, Sweden.
It was a good start to the season.
Yep.
Okay, thanks and good night.
Good night. See ya, everyone.
See you. And yeah, thanks everyone that tuned in to watch. The Sweden will continue to fight their way in the A-League. I guess it's about a month. How much is it until next? A couple of weeks or a month until the next round. I don't know if I will be streaming then or possibly playing then, but in any case, you can check out the games if you're interested. So thanks for the night. See you in, okay, Jacqueline saying 7th November. Okay, yeah. See you. Bye-bye.